welcome back to the Four Pillars podcast here on the Four Pillars Network. I'm one of your hosts, James, and I'm joined as always by my other four gamers here, Tyler, George, and Ethan. How's it going, guys?
Saying it's me.
Sweet. Good.
Well, so
Happy
far
to be
so
here.
good. Yep, it's
Good.
going to be a nice, strong episode. I have a feeling in
Hope
my
so.
balls.
Great feeling.
Yeah, I mean, so do I, but that's all the time, and that's something else. But
Oh.
This just in, we're about
means.
a minute in, and James has already confessed to having AIDS.
Bollock
Oh,
tingle.
God. Well,
Yeah.
you know, wish all the best,
problem.
James. We'll do. Yeah,
Thanks,
we'll
guys.
sort you out.
To a speedy
We'll fix
recovery,
things.
my friend. Anyway,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so this is people probably know from the title. We're gonna address some things off the cuff. If you saw last week's As Always podcast, James and I ended up, without planning it, in just some sort of like mental breakdown discussion.
it was an existential
And
crisis, is what it was.
It was
It was,
sort of was. It really was. But we got a lot of our feelings and thoughts out about what this year's been like on a personal level, on a professional level, in terms of YouTube and the Four Pillars and the community. And the four of us have, chatted over the week and have had, conversations and a serious conversation before this podcast, sort of discussing what we want to do going forward, what we want out of the community, and is this something we want to keep doing? The question has to be asked, and we had to ask ourselves that question.
Yes.
The answer is yes. We're
answer
here
is
doing this podcast because we love this. We love each other. We love what we do. We love this community. And I don't think it was a hard decision for any of us to go, we've just got to figure this out. This isn't... quitting this isn't really an option. It's something you think about because we're struggling, but it's not really an option. We're here.
Yeah.
It's not possible to quit this now. We've put too many years into it, and
I couldn't
we've
quit.
put our blood, sweat, tears, and sacrificed our firstborns. So I think
A piece of my soul has been chipped off.
so.
every
We had
year
to
I've
come
been
together
doing
and talk
content
about
creation.
it and establish a way forward.
Yeah.
And we can't ever promise overnight that we'll have it all figured out, but we've definitely made a good stab at it in our conversation we had before we started recording.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, we have. Well, I mean, James, you've been up doing a lot more content and sort of change things up. Do you want to address first how you're feeling about it and where we stand going forward as well?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of where I'm at with myself, I think I've been struggling a bit with finding a place, and I think everyone knows that. And I think part of that comes from the fact that the Four Pillars have been a bit separated, which we've discussed. And I think my direction going forwards, for me, is just to be able to communicate with the community more. I think is my number one. Being able to have those big projects with smaller community-based things in between, like your wish list, quickfire, everything like that, to be able to communicate with everybody in a better way than I have been. And I think that's my number one, is being able to get that communication back down, being able to have that interaction with the community back. And I think that in turn really helps sort of breed this sort of feeling of family between the Four Pillars as a community. So that's sort of my goal for where I'm going with things.
Yeah.
Do you want me to say something else there?
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't
I'm
feel
gonna
like
be honest with you.
finished.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Say something else.
I was reading Twitter when you did that. Gaz replied to my tweet, and I was just reading it. So,
Dude, you were like literally in the middle of talking.
yeah,
And
it's
you just sort of
it's-
stopped.
yeah, it's.
Mid
I mean,
thought it felt like.
yeah. Sorry. What's happening?
What the fuck?
He's got
Dude, I
social
thought
media
James
does
died.
cable.
Well, I thought I
James has
finished.
developed
What are we talking
Alzheimer's.
about?
Yeah, well, we were just literally, you were explaining your view on what we're doing and what you're doing going forward.
Yeah.
And then you sort of seemed like you just had stopped halfway through a sentence. It was more,
Yeah.
wasn't that you didn't finish a thought, it was that the way you were speaking, it was your tone of voice, it was like you were going on to another
Right.
point, but you just sort of
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah. I wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. I'm done.
Okay.
Sorry
Yes,
about that. Fuck me. It's alright. I haven't been podcasting for 7 years. It's my first one.
It's fine. It's fine.
He's
George,
figured it out.
how about you, man? How are you feeling about it all, and what are your sort of thoughts going forward?
I feel alright about it. I mean, like, I've come to terms recently with the fact that I'm not going to be doing YouTube as my job, and I think I'm fine with that. Like, I gave it a go over like the last year. I tried to make it work. I put a lot of effort into content, but I just don't have the self motivation for it or like the drive for it. But I still love making videos, and I think that's a sign to me that, you know, I should go out and get a job, stop being a fucking vagrant, and then and continue doing content creation in my own style, my own pace, because I love this community. I wouldn't be sane without it. I don't think people realise how much shit this community's got me through over the years, but like I wouldn't be able to just let it go. So I'm happy to work on myself personally and continue to do content creation as a hobby. That's fine to me. It used to be like this horrible idea, like, oh, if I can't do it as a job, what the fuck am I gonna do? But like, it's not really that big of a deal. I can still continue doing it. It doesn't mean that I'm not good at content creation just because I don't make enough money from it to live off of. So that's my outlook on it. I'm gonna, you know, be more involved with the community. We're gonna set up some, you know, co-op gaming videos, whatnot, which I think will be really fun to make. And yeah, that's my stance on it. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna be not doing it as a job, which, I mean, to be honest, it's not like my upload schedule's been the most consistent over the last year anyway, so I doubt anything will change in terms of my channel at all. But we're going to be adding a lot to the community. That's what I want. I want to add to the community and get everyone hyped again to be a part of it. And
that's it,
that's
big
me.
community focus, yeah.
Yeah,
Ethan, what about you, man? How are you feeling about it all, and anything you sort of wanted to address?
Well, I feel good about, you know, starting to understand this new direction for us after the conversation we've just had. And I mean, there have been times where I've been a little bit worried about what's going on, hoping that, you know, that we can figure it out. And part of it has been, you know, has been my responsibility in a way, because I know that I have been a little bit more absent than I would have liked to be so far this year, but couldn't be helped. I have tons of stuff that I need to get. I have tons of stuff that I needed to do, and my social life has definitely taken a huge turn, and obviously there's stuff going on in my life that I'd rather not address publicly, that I've got to get sorted as well. So I don't know. I think most of my issue came from being out of sync with you guys, because well, we've all had our own things to deal with. We've all had our own crises, if you will, this year, and they've all hit at the exact same time, which is fucking convenient. But it isn't helpful. But after that conversation, I know we're on the same page with getting everything back on track.
For sure, yeah.
And so I'm kind of optimistic about, you know, the 4 pillars going forward, because I know we won't have it sorted out overnight, and I know it can probably at times be a bumpy road, and it will be regardless. Content creation in general online tends to be a bumpy road every single year, but this year's been especially bumpy, and now we're finally getting the roadworks out, you know. So we've got to fix it up. But it's going to take a while, and I'm happy to sit through that process. And just before we started, we came up with tons and tons of ideas for going forward in ways that we can re-establish the 4 pillars as a community and as content creators. So I don't have any concerns to add, if you will, at this point. Because we've had that communication, which was my concern. Is where did that go? What's going on? Is everybody is everybody going through the same shit as me, or similar shit? Is that, you know? But no, now we've had that communication. I'm definitely a lot more optimistic for the coming months and years. So I don't think it's necessarily much to add on my part. I'm just sort of glad that we could have that conversation and figure out what we want to do next, and that we've all got ideas to bring it forward somehow. And that's all that matters to me, is making sure the community doesn't suffer because we're not necessarily on our A game this year at all. And that's enough for me for now, you know. Yeah,
100%. And to explain to the community what we're talking about and what the direction is going forward. Obviously, we have directions as individuals because we're 4 individual content creators, but also we're a team. The 4 pillars are a team. and we lead a community of people that, and we've felt that it's drifted apart, and that's like Ethan talked about, our own life stuff's gone on, our own sort of crisis have gone on, the communication has lacked, we've sort of felt a bit separate, and that's made the community feel separate. But a big part of it came from the last Assassin's Creed game that came out, Valhalla, the Ubisoft allegations over the last 18 months, and us drifting away. And what we decided on was we're not going to support Ubisoft, but we're not going to talk about them. They have to get bleeped out of our fucking podcast, and we're going to ignore all our history. Any videos we've made on it, we're not talking about it. We're not talking about anything. And that's actually what we did, was punished ourselves for what someone else has done or what others have done. And we punished you guys for it too, and that's, honestly, it's not fair. So a big part of what we discussed is that none of us are going to play the next Assassin's Creed. None of us are going to buy any new Ubisoft games. That's not changing. We are not supporting this company. But we are going to be talking about them. If we think they've got a game coming out, like today, we're going to talk about Far Cry 6 and how shit it looks and the reviews that have come out. And we're going to discuss that. We're going to have a conversation about it because that's what we do. And
we talk about games. There's nothing wrong with it.
We've got to be able to talk about our history. The multiplayer battle James and I did years ago. What about when the Advent calendar comes? Are George and James and I going to do that hilarious Unity co-op video where I'm playing some fucking separate game for the 3rd year in a row? Like, people love that shit. And it's not about, oh, Unity's great. It's like making fun of Unity and also just being dickheads.
Yeah,
like,
it's to show us
we would not be allowed to
as
make
friends.
our own content that we make, you know, if we ignore it. What if, you know, someone wants to do a Revelations retrospective 10 years after, like the Ezio days, well, the games that we love, and I still love those games. I'm going to pretend I don't love them.
So do I. Yeah, I don't think
like,
it's
we all
anything
do,
wrong to admit that.
And it just made us feel guilty and feel immoral because we're so disappointed, so let down by organization and a franchise that we were so connected to, that it just really let us down, not just in terms of the games ended up being absolute utter trash. Those last 3 games have been fucking abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
But also the company that made them made us feel fucking bad, like we're bad people for even playing them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the truth is, we didn't do that. And I already own the games, you know what I mean? Like, so I can't talk about them. I can't replay the Ezio trilogy. These games I love. You're not going to catch me. I'm not going to fucking play Unity for fun or anything. But what if we make content on it? What if we do that, like I just said? So we've got to be able to do what we do. That's about us. You know what I mean? Like, we've got to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But we're not here to promote Ubisoft, and we're not here to support Ubisoft, and we're not here to give them any money. You're not going to hear us talking about the Season Pass DLCs that are coming in fucking Valhalla or Assassin's Creed Infinity or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be
what
called.
the fuck is that supposed to be?
Like, we're not going to be buying those, playing those, promoting those games. Will we talk shit about them? Maybe. You know, it's up to us. But that's what we do, and that is up to our discretion to do. But we're no longer going to ignore our history. We're here to focus on games, and we decided as a team, as the 4 pillars, what is our direction? Why are we here? You know, we're here to, you know, obviously be friends and talk shit. We're going to continue talking shit on this podcast. George has recommended. It's my favorite fucking shit ever. That's not stopping. You know what I mean? But we also have got to talk about what's going on. Big movies, big video games. And when these big video games come out, like you've got Halo Infinite coming out at the end of the year, then Horizon Forbidden West. As someone that hasn't been playing games really at all, I've committed with the boys, like, we want to share as a community in hype for big things. So when Halo Infinite comes out, we're all going to get around it. We're going to make some videos in it as individuals. We're going to talk about it on podcasts, and we're going to do a 4 pillars co-op thing. Then when Horizon Forbidden West comes out, you know, we're all going to get around the hype. We're all going to be a part of it. That's what we've committed to as being pillars, as being part of this community. That's what we're here to do. We're here to share enjoyment and hype, and also address serious things or talk shit about things we don't like. If Halo Infinite turns out to be shit, we're going to be sitting here ripping on it, you know? Like, there's no doubt about it. But that's what we do. So we're getting back to ourselves, is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. We're not actually really changing anything. We're getting back to being ourselves, but also we're not paying fucking Ubisoft a cent. We're not, you know, like,
still
ever
fuck
again, and we're not being on their
Ubisoft, but
side.
new.
We're not being a team with them. We're not talking to them. Fuck them. That's
Fuck
not
Ubisoft,
changing.
but in 4K. That is us now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know,
we
I don't
can
know how
talk
that
about
fits,
games.
but it's just the way I can only describe it. Yeah, no, we can't
Pillars
ignore our
remastered.
history, and that's sort of the main thing. We can't ignore our history. we're no longer gonna censor Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed, or anything like that. Josh, you can still censor
Redacted.
company if you
Yeah,
want.
we'll censor that. Definitely censor that. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I had
that's
to have, but we can't censor things that exist that are part of our history in some way. Nor can we just completely alienate our viewer base on those, which is something that we have done to a degree. And I feel like the best way to go forward is to continue on the part of our stance that we don't want to give Ubisoft our money, we don't want to support Ubisoft, we don't want to endorse Ubisoft. And we've got to find a balance between that and also not alienating our history and punishing ourselves and our viewer base and everybody listening to this podcast and everybody in the Discord and everybody who almost relies on us for our opinions on these things every now and then. We can't necessarily alienate those. We can't promise that we won't alienate everybody, because that's just how content creation works. Sometimes viewers like it, and eventually it's like time to move on. The viewers go, this, it's time to move on from this. You know, it's a constantly moving machine on both ends. So we've just got to make sure that we're not moving the machine so much that everybody's no longer able to attach.
Yeah.
And so I think this is a good move going forward. It gives us a bit more of our history. We can talk about our history. We can communicate about it a bit more openly, and then also that reminds us here of why we do this in the first place, which is because we have this shared history, we have this common knowledge, and we have and we just have a laugh along the way, and it feels like a huge portion of that has been missing, and so that's what this is here to address and change.
Yeah. Like, it felt like whenever I'd make a joke about something related to Ubisoft slightly, it'd be like some taboo thing, and that
you make
felt
a joke
really weird to me.
Just been sat there like, ooh.
Yeah, it's like, should I laugh or
Not
should
to
I
say
just be
that.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
We like
just do
made
it.
this strange like rule where we limited
It was
ourselves.
unspoken. It was
and the
completely
community.
unspoken, but we did. We
Yeah,
did
yeah,
establish
it was-
a silly rule.
It was hasty. It was very hasty, and we all felt very strongly about it at the time. And I still do feel strongly about the Ubisoft situation, but obviously,
Yeah, we all do. Yeah.
it felt like the community that we love and know has been affected as a result of our hastiness. So we've
Yeah.
decided to rethink it a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just
I just want to be
people
back
don't-
to being us
Yeah.
Yes.
without promoting Ubisoft ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think with regards to, like I said this when we were talking before, but I think, you know, in doing what we did with regards to Ubisoft, we've removed ourselves from a place where we actually gave insightful commentaries on important things in the games industry, in terms of when you see Ubisoft doing these, not just, you know, what they do to their employees, but what they do to their games too, and what they do to the industry. I feel like that's another important
something
thing,
worth
because
talking about. You know,
because
but we should talk about that. I've never had an
Ubisoft are
issue
harming
necessarily
the-
talking about it, but I mean, I rehashed my point on the Gear Packs issue for long enough, and I knew it wasn't going to change. And then I just thought, in doing this, am I inadvertently promoting Ubisoft and not even knowing it?
yeah, exactly.
And so that sort of waved me off at the end there. However, going forward, I really don't mind talking about that stuff, and I don't think we should restrain ourselves if we feel we have something to say about it. Because yes, Ubisoft has done some sucky things in house to their own employees, and it's fucking horrible. And also, they're doing a not a very similar. They might as well be
Redacted.
the games industry. They're doing.
Fuck.
Okay. Fuck. They are. What they're doing is bastardizing it. They're bastardizing their games. They're bastardizing their own design philosophy, or lack thereof, to monetize it and to milk money out of people. And so that is a talking point we can't walk away from. We can't walk away from maybe talking on occasion about uninspired game design, or their games looking like the same thing over and over. Like the other night, they announced a battle royale, another one.
Another
God.
Their
Talk
third one, right?
about not having ideas and just going with the fucking mainstream flow. You know, and these are things that are worth talking about because it does affect the games industry.
Yeah, and I think that's important. I think we had a space, and what we've done is our audience had overlap with a ton of other different creators that, you know, are talking about Ubisoft content, but not in the same way we were necessarily. In the same way, we were very critical. We were very we very much like to criticize Ubisoft's business practices, and I think in removing ourselves, all we've done is left the audience with other creators that aren't as critical as we were in that space. So now they're just exposed to people that are promoting this content, and as a result, what are we doing? Maybe we're actually ending up giving Ubisoft more money by removing ourselves, because people are going to be buying these games or buying these packs, whereas we might have been preventing that beforehand. So it's a complicated situation to me, and I just think that we had something interesting to say on a topic of discussion in the industry, and we've just removed ourselves from that to allow other people to take the spotlight. And other people to inform the masses. Sometimes informing them the opposite of what we might believe is correct. So it's I just think there's a place for us to discuss those things. They're important conversations to talk about, because as much as Ubisoft are harming their employees, they're also harming the industry, and they're also harming their player base, and they're also hurting a lot of consumers as well. And I think it's worth talking about that stuff too. Removing ourselves from that conversation is really not necessary at all, because it's not as if we're promoting them or saying anything they're doing is good. We're saying everything they're doing is bad, and we're just bringing a voice to that. So I think it's worth talking about that too, rather than censoring ourselves entirely from any positive or negative criticism of Ubisoft.
Yeah. I feel like that's the best way to go forward with that, and then in doing that we can also not alienate our history. Doesn't necessarily mean we always have to talk about the good old days of the big bad Ubisoft, because that's not necessarily what this means. What this means is we don't shy away from the good memories we might have had from playing these old games. We don't shy away from getting in the midst of a controversy that needs to be discussed on a level playing field, when other creators, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, may have one perspective that we don't necessarily share, but we've got to be able to provide that perspective because somebody has to.
I also think we're within our right to.
I think at this point, I think it's a fair thing to do, and I mean, I've never been against talking about issues with Ubisoft's anti-consumer practices and anything like that, regardless of when it's been. But we have removed ourselves from these circles to the point where we will not know until about 3 months after the fact if they have. So in a way, we almost need to re-inject ourselves slightly. It's kind of one of the reasons why I never unfollowed everybody who. So I'm in those circles. I still follow a bunch of them on Twitter. I don't follow any of the bloody official Ubisoft pages that I'm aware of, and if I do, I'll have to unfollow those rapidly. Because I've been getting rid of those, but I still follow the creators in that space and people from you know, like say the Assassin's Creed community and whatever, because I didn't want to lose that, you know, that avenue of communication with people who, you know, who are fair enough. You know, they may see things one way, I may see it another, but that's kind of the benefit of it. And sometimes we see things a very similar way. But the reason why I didn't do that is so that I could still see what was going on. And I feel like that's important, is that we still see what's going on.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what's going on. I literally blocked everything. I was like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to know about it.
We need to see what's going on, otherwise we're not ill-equipped to do the right thing.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point, and I basically blocked everything out too. It really just, I said this before, I talked about it on streams, it's because I felt so strongly about it that I didn't want to see any of it. Like, I couldn't bear to see a fucking hidden blade or a hood. I mean, Ubisoft can't bear that either, but I couldn't bear to see any of that, because it just made me feel sick.
Boys, we're back.
Amazing. That's brilliant.
So I just blocked all of it out, but I think it is worth having that, reopening that avenue to be able to see what's happening in the industry, because Ubisoft, like it or not, is a huge part of the games industry, and pretending like they just don't exist is not
going to do anything
to us. It's
not good for anybody.
Detrimental to them. It does nothing. It's just petty. It's spiteful. It's unnecessary. It's not constructive at all. So I think it makes way more sense for us to get amongst it and talk about this stuff, but without giving them our money, without promoting their new shit, without talking about them in a positive light. But we can still talk about Ubisoft as a company in the games industry.
Yeah.
And we're able to discuss our past and our history. And if somebody wants to jump into or dive into anything related to those old games, I've never really seen a problem there. It's just I've chosen not to because as of now I'm just not ready. But
no, there will come a time where we might be able to do that,
Yeah.
But it's about, I suppose, for now, what we're trying to do is just establish that we can't alienate our past. We can't forget that Ubisoft exists. We can't completely block them out of our content creation patterns, and we can't block them out of talking points, because there are sometimes massive talking points, and there are points that only we would make, and people and in the past people have been very appreciative of us doing that, of making those comments, and maybe that's ego talking a little bit, but at the same time I feel like sometimes we've had insight on this that people wouldn't have thought about unless they saw us speaking about it. And
we've been around this enough for so many years. You know what I mean? We've seen so much history of it that we have a different perspective on it, for just based on how long we've been around it in this way.
Yeah.
So, it's worth talking about it,
Yeah.
To the point to segue in, let's just kick it off. Like, how shit does Far Cry 6 look? Let's be honest with ourselves.
It looks
you know
a bit
I mean?
like a mixture of Arse and Ubisoft.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've not seen it. I've not seen any footage of it at all.
Can I read this passage of text that I saw on Twitter? It's really
Go
fucking
for it.
funny.
Absolutely, you can, George.
It's about
please.
Far Cry 6. So this is like, it's like a, I guess it's like a description of what happens in the first few minutes of the game.
Oh yeah, I saw this too.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
I've
go
seen
on.
this as well.
Is it funny?
Read it. It's funny as fuck.
The game's opening movie is explicit. There are conquistadors, human bondage, and images of colonial oppression. Far Cry 6's opening hour sets a grim tone as the player watches their friends get murdered by Castillo's soldiers before fleeing a city in the dead of night. Then you wash up on a bright beach and recruit a football jersey wearing crocodile named Guapo to your revolutionary cause. For 500 Far Cry points, roughly $4.99, you can buy a cool outfit for Guapo in the in-game store. And I think that just really fucking sums up what Ubisoft is right now.
Yeah, no,
they have been
they've
for
got,
a number
they've
of
got the
years.
their introduction is basically just mirroring what the fuck is going on in-house, and then
It's
you've got a
mental.
crocodile named Guapo that you can. The most notable thing about is you can buy an outfit for him
For
in
$4.99.
the fucking
From the
store.
fucking digital store. It's amazing. Honestly, that whole thing reads like a SIF tweet. But it's not.
Yeah,
It's not,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's real.
It's
Yeah,
mental.
yeah.
Like,
Please,
Oh.
please show me this tweet. I need to.
I retweeted it. I quoted it and said,
I'll need
it's
to.
literally 2 hours ago. This perfectly sums up basically all of Ubisoft's games, and it does.
I am
It's so funny.
I am gonna retweet your quote retweet. That is fucking hilarious. So that's I just love that it says that it's explicit, and in the same paragraph as addressing the game's opening, they're already talking about microtransactions.
Guapo, fucking
Amazing.
Guapo.
Guapo
What the
to your
fuck are they
revolutionary core.
doing?
For 500 Far Cry points, roughly $4.99, you can buy a cool outfit for Guapo. I love that that's
my
worth
God.
500 Far Cry points. What the
Cool
fuck are
outfit.
Far Cry Ubisoft, please! just try to be good in at least one thing.
A
Oh
cool
my
football
God.
jersey wearing crocodile.
It's like it's funny because this is exactly what we knew would happen. Is that but it's like $4.99 for a fucking outfit for a
I mean, to
jersey
be
wearing
fair, that's
crocodile.
That's not even that bad for Ubisoft. I was
That's
be
not that
expecting
bad for Ubisoft,
$15.99.
but in general, it's still a fucking anti-consumer practice.
Look at the
That's a
picture
nice
that I put
picture
in
of
the chat.
Guapo.
Listen
He's
to
an
this.
amigo.
His ability is Ancient Survivor. There's a reason Guapo's kin never went extinct. He passively recovers health to keep fighting and self-revives after being downed in combat.
Oh my god!
It's so
you can't make
dumb.
this shit up. I fucking miss this shit. There's nothing this funny in the games industry,
There's
really,
not,
is there?
there's not.
Outside of Ubisoft, like the shit they do. My
Oh,
god!
no.
It is just
Fucking
mental. I mean, they've
Guapo.
got they've got a disabled dog with wheels
No.
in the game, and that's a companion.
Oh, they do, don't they?
What's it called?
Chorizo, I think.
Yeah. that's-
Chorizo. Of course, it's called chorizo.
Bounded Dachshund.
So listen, if you've got a pet, you name it after a scran from an
Yeah.
exotic ends, and
Epic
that's just,
chorizo.
Yeah.
so. And
Yeah,
then
that's-
go make it epic, funny, and relatable. Give it a wheelchair. Make
It's just such a shame though, because Far Cry 6, like, Well, I mean, it could have been good, but I mean.
But so
I
could
guess it couldn't
everything
have been.
Ubisoft make. It's like they take up every single creative idea and they go, "How can we make this not good?"
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
it's their entire fucking.
How can we
thing.
make this boring? How can we suck the passion out of it?
Exactly.
Oh, I know. Well,
It's like when they
what we'll
tried to
do
say
is
it
we'll
wasn't
add in
political.
loads of microtransactions and sexually harass their employees. Great
Yeah,
idea.
that's what they do best. That's what they do best. This article's funny though. The one that quote comes from. It's called "Far Cry 6 is creatively and morally bankrupt," and the little subheading says, "This isn't a review of Far Cry 6 because honestly, I can't play this shit anymore. I just can't do it." By
Is that-
Matthew Galt.
Oh, that's a
Oh
Vice
my
article.
God.
There you go.
Yeah.
Creatively and morally bankrupt kind of sums up the entirety of Ubisoft.
Yeah, I
It really
think it
does,
does.
doesn't it?
And that's not to say there aren't people there who aren't. It's
But
just
just
to
who
say
in
that
what
the
room?
they
Imagine
will
being
be
in the
after
meeting room.
working at Ubisoft for too long. It's like, this isn't a review of Far Cry 6 because honestly I can't play this shit anymore. I just can't do it. I made it 5
Amazing.
hours into Far Cry 6 before I hit Alt F4 and walked away. It's not as if the game had a what the fuck is a dearth
Dearth. I don't know what that means.
of
though.
things to do.
Let me
It's
Google
the
it.
opposite.
A lot of things, I guess.
I
Oh,
had made it to a
scarcity
major
or
outpost
lack
in the
of
western
something.
expanse of Yara, a Caribbean
Oh.
island that's thinly veiled stand-in for Cuba. When I was confronted by a new set of systems and upgrade paths, icons flickered on the UI calling me in half a dozen different directions. I need to collect loot and crafting materials to upgrade the camp to make it easier
course
to collect
you
loot
do.
and crafting materials. Yeah, that sums it up.
Of course
I
you
could
gotta
also
get
send
loot and
lieutenants on
crafting
errands to gather
materials.
loot. I could spend time learning about cockfights. Yeah, that sounds like a Ubisoft.
That sounds
Pet a
sus.
cute wheelchair-bound Dachshund and unlock a new quest line, or push the main story forward. It felt a bit exhausting chore list. Yep, that's Ubisoft. I needed gasoline and metal to construct the build. Who needs fucking gasoline to
Oh
construct
my god,
buildings?
they've copy and pasted the settlement system from Valhalla
Fallout 4, oh.
into Far
course they
Cry
have.
6.
Of course
It's
they
the
have. Why
same
would they
thing.
do something different?
They had a similar one in fucking, what was it, New Dawn? They had a similar setup.
Yeah, they went
Oh,
RPG
yeah.
with that, and everyone had health bars, and it was fucking hilariously bad.
Oh my
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was.
I did play a bit of it. I think I got code or something, and
Yeah, so did
it
I.
was
Yeah,
just
so did
fucking
I even did a
arse.
review on it. It was just like nothing. It was just
Constructing
a
these buildings will
nothing
unlock new systems,
experience.
including a cantina where I could trade in fish and animal meat to gain temporary buffs. Pointless. If I wanted
There
to make
was-
the most of the fish meat, I would first need to use more gasoline and metal to construct the fishing hut. Who makes a fishing hut out of gasoline and metal?
You're pouring the gasoline all over the metal and it becomes and it grows.
It's really just
yeah,
like
boys.
it's just nonsensical. Like it's just that game that
It's so
I
deprived
like. New
of
Dawn something
logic.
I just play because I had a code, but it's just like a podcast game. Whereas like I did not pay any attention to it.
Yeah,
I
you
literally
sit
just like
there.
put a podcast on and just mindlessly did it and was like, this is shit.
This is
Yeah.
Like
Oh my
this
God.
yeah,
Far Cry 6
but
sounds shocking.
imagine being in the meeting, like the creators meeting, and they're just like, I just know how they operate. They're just fucking pumping themselves up, jerking themselves off to fucking guap.
Literally.
Like, what a great
Literally
idea.
are.
You know what I mean? Quite literally, like, they're doing fucking, someone's definitely doing a fucking Louis C.K. with his fucking guapo moment. You know what I
Of
mean?
course,
Like,
of course.
genuinely, there's some
Ridiculous,
issues
man.
going on. It's like,
There's
what
probably
if there's
loads
a...
of like animal amigos as well that you can get throughout the game, and you can buy them like new gear.
Amigos. I love
I mean, look,
that so much.
he has a skill. Guapo has a skill tree in that picture. He has 3 unlocked skills.
Oh
What
my!
are you? What are they doing?
I found a paragraph that has set me off. The
Okay.
basic
God.
setup is that dictator Anton Castillo, played by Giancarlo Esposito, is using slave labor to produce tobacco using a poison gas that turns the tobacco into cancer treatment. His plan is to
Oh my
use this
God.
revolutionary cancer treatment to force the world to recognize the economic importance of Yara. What?
It's just.
But then they want to say the game is not at all... Like, they've said the game's not political. They're like, this is not a political game. But, like, they're using, like... He's a dictator. Like, I just don't
But why
understand
not? Why
what
isn't
they're
it like
doing.
trying to...
Everything is politically expressive. There's nothing wrong with being politically expressive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Why are they trying to claim that it's not when it is? You could lean into that and make something
the
super
Ubisoft
interesting.
fans will go, oh, they're being political. They're trying to push this leftist agenda on me, bro.
Ubisoft
Us in
leftist is like the biggest
2016.
lie of the 21st century.
I know.
Oh my
But I mean,
God.
you know, gamer bros. Whenever they see anything related to politics, they're just like, "Oh, fucking leftist."
I hate politics.
What was up with that last podcast we did? Someone goes unsub because we're
Oh,
Marxists.
we're Marxists
Oh, yeah.
now, yeah.
I don't even like. Where did that even come from? I don't even
Yeah,
understand like what we were talking about
one-
that created that.
One day
know.
we're compared to literally Hitler, the next we're Marxists.
I know. I don't
It's
know what's
so
going on.
mad.
They used
Like,
to
I've
call
been
us social
called both.
justice warriors, and now
You've
they're
been
just
called
like
a Nazi
fucking-
and a Marxist, which is kind of odd.
It's pretty cool, to be honest.
I like it. I've gotten both medals now.
You've got
Well, they
both
can't
me-
define. All I know is they can't define us, and I like it.
Oh, the
I like that they
comments
can't
gone.
just fucking. They can't put
Yeah.
us in a box. They can't define us, and I
Yeah.
like that.
That's true.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
That's
so
too cool.
fucking absurd. Oh god, the pain.
I thought it was so funny.
I found that comment. I just responded with safe. I just went
Yeah.
safe in a
It's
bit.
brilliant.
Oh my
I
God.
half think it was a joke. Like, I don't know.
No, it
what
wasn't a joke. The responses
constitutes
were
us
definitely
being-
not a joke.
Yeah, that's
was
what I
like-
realized it
also
wasn't a
left a
joke. Was the
comment-
responses?
Where was it they
I'll
left
go
the
down to
comment?
I'll
There was
find it
another
and I'll
one?
show. I'll say what I'll say what the response was. Okay, so this is the comment. Been a fan of the Four Pillars for nearly 5 years. However, I will not support Marxists. Unsub. And I just responded with safe. Just
Yeah.
Goodbye. And someone responded to me with spoken like a true Marxist, which I found really funny. But also, then this person responded to me with, it's funny that only a few years ago the four of you were happily calling out
Oh yeah.
SJW bullshit in games. Now you want to grow the Four Pillars channels. Suddenly you're all woke. Coincidence?
That's mental. They act as if there can't be like character development and growth over.
No,
the
but
course
also
of a few
they're
years.
calling us out like a conspiracy of like we're being woke so we can grow our channels. I'm like, I feel like we're doing the opposite. We're not trying to grow anything at all. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
dude, my
It's-
channel is doing the
completely
worst it's
opposite.
done in years.
Yeah, same for me. If I wanted to grow, I could easily call out SJW bullshit and, you know, make a million Assassin's Creed videos. It's like we're doing the opposite. It's like we're you know, we're not growing faster or anything. These people are so
I'm
weird because
losing
they'll
subs
try and
quicker than
claim.
I
I'm
just don't
like-
even know what triggered the comment. That's more
I
what
also,
don't- like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
also
not
want to
talking
know
about
why
this
they
about?
think we're woke, because we literally make fucked up jokes on a podcast that woke people would not enjoy.
Maybe.
Yeah,
we are
we're not
woke.
fucking.
Maybe
We're nowhere
we are.
close to politically correct.
No,
So I don't really understand what.
we're
what
not
they're
even on the
mad
same
at.
field as politically correct. We're just
We're
sort of,
also not as bad as we used to be. Where
we're just not bellends
horrible
anymore.
jokes. Yeah, we're just
Yeah, I
normal
think-
people
or
now.
at least
I
we're
think
actively
what it
trying not to be.
was- I think what we were talking about, what they were mad about was we were talking about Ubisoft on the podcast. I think they were mad that we didn't like what Ubisoft were doing or whatever.
They commented that
that's
before
where it
you
came
even
from.
premiered the podcast.
Oh, never mind then. I don't know then.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
they've
comment was there
obviously been
before you
holding
even
on to that.
premiered it. It was the first comment in that comment
Oh,
section.
okay.
That's
Right,
strange. I
'cause
wonder
I
what we
got-
said that made him think that. That's so
That was
strange.
it was commented on the Last As Always podcast. It wasn't on a Four Pillars podcast, but it was before it even
Oh.
premiered, so it could have been about literally anything. So I was like, sit a bit, I guess. I mean, I don't care.
That's true.
Right. See, I had a really, really interesting one. I don't know if you guys have seen it before, but it was a terrific comment. Let me just find it here.
I love
The-
we're doing an actual comment segment for the first time.
That's
in a
what we're
little
doing.
while.
We're doing actual comments now.
Oh, here we go.
Oh
We're
yeah, I
back.
forgot. Yeah, this is such a coincidence. Yeah.
What a
Where
coincidence!
is
What
it?
a
I thought we
coincidence!
were
We're doing
over
one of
this.
our own segments. What the fuck?
Absolutely incredible. Where is it? Hang on, I will find it. You know what? Fuck it. I have a screenshot. I'll get the screenshot.
Yes.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Okay, let me
This is
find it.
hilarious.
Let me find it. Where is it? It's in actual comments. I have
Why
actual
in my
comments folder.
recommended? So you want to know what's in my YouTube recommended? Just to
Yeah, go on.
spin
Yeah, sure,
off
what
the
is it?
segment to segment of that we do. Let's play Assassin's Creed Unity Part 1 by Lasers 6 years ago.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, am I welcome? Am I?
Click it, you'll see that he's absolutely obliterated it with ads. It's amazing. It's like every 3 seconds, ad, bang. It was
To be
great.
fair, that original
Yeah.
Let's Play of Ace Unity was great because the whole thing you're in denial about how shit the game is.
When you get to the very end, the credits finish, and literally my reaction is like, huh.
Is that
Well,
it?
And like
That's
that's it. I was
shit.
like, I was just like confused. I was like, what the fuck would I just play?
Oh god.
That was
Do you have
the
the
very moment
screenshot?
you realised that you were playing total arse, and you just got to the end and like, that was kind of shit.
Yeah, I was really unhappy with it.
Have you found that
Oh.
screenshot yet?
Here it is. Here you go. I'm throwing it here for you in the.
I'm ready.
Why is it not letting me?
My bowels
Please
are
do.
ready. My balls are ready.
My balls
Your
are tingling
bowels?
with anticipation.
There you go. This is one of the greatest comments, honestly.
This
you go, read it
white
out.
knight shit you're
Wait,
doing
wait,
is
wait,
so
sorry.
pathetic.
What video is this on?
This was on my video on the Ubisoft Singapore allegations.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do you want
Okay.
me to read it?
Okay.
Do you want me to read
Yes,
it?
please,
yeah,
Ethan,
go
yeah,
for
Right,
it.
okay. You read your comments and I'll read this terror's comments.
okay.
Right, are you ready?
It's Terra from Kingdom
Terror from Kingdom
Let's
Hearts.
go.
Yeah, it's Terror from Kingdom Hearts.
Let's go. This white knight shit you're doing is so pathetic. Even Colin doesn't agree with the shit you're saying. Occam's razor, bud. What the fuck does that mean? If you even know what the fuck that is. I don't think he does.
I
So
remember
then-
this comment.
So then I replied to this because I was like, well, I'll just address what he's saying because, like, I don't know, I was a fool. But anyway, I say, I was like, white knight, bro, I'm simply against sexually harassing women, you fuckhead. I'm also not sure how Occam's razor applies to any of this.
That's
The
true.
simple solution would definitely be to stop sexually assaulting people. Won't happen unless we push for change. Otherwise, we're being openly and actively complacent in harassment and abuse.
Here's what Sarah from Kingdom Hearts said next. You're so incredibly naive, it's insane. Ubisoft made you, bud. You will forever be known as the Assassin's Creed guy. But I blew up with Mass Effect. No one knows you for Mass Effect. Movie gave you a career.
And then I just realised he was talking shit, and I just responded with Occam's razor, bud, if you even know what that is.
I love that you
Kid.
responded with a
Kid.
different account.
Yeah, you
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's Lays Boy. Yeah. It's Laz Boy.
Yeah, I was just trying to do a different thing,
Oh
but
god.
Terror from Kingdom Hearts went on a fucking mad one there.
it was
I
so
love how
funny.
he's got
He-
this like weird idea that you always say that you blew up from Mass Effect. Or some
yeah,
shit.
it's
Like,
like I've never
I think
said
so
that
you
in
and
my
Ethan
life.
made a
confused.
You made one video on Andromeda that I remember. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I streamed
I
Mass
love
Effect
that
2
comment.
once, when Tyler got mad at me for letting Garrus die, and I fixed
Yeah,
that.
I was
so
mad at you
angry.
as well. I remember.
Yeah, it was Ethan and I got really angry.
We were
at
both
To be fair,
fucking
how
mad
can
at
you
you
let
because you let
Garrus
Garrus
die?
die, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
You sat there, Garrus is dead, and you're like, this is fine, I'll start Mass Effect 3. No!
Yeah,
Save
no,
Garrus! I don't
bad.
care about the rest. Save fucking Garrus
Yeah,
now.
save-
Yeah, I don't
Jack
care if everyone
Garrus.
else dies. Yeah. As long as Garrus is alive, it's fine.
Yeah.
Now I
Yeah.
can't stand if I don't do a perfect run on the suicide mission. I have to do it perfect.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do agree with that. I do.
But,
I don't care
uh,
if one character dies as long as it's a shit one. But most of them aren't shit. Couple
Yeah,
are.
like Ashley.
Mm.
Well,
Ashley's not on the suicide mission.
were there any other weird fucked up comments in that last?
It goes deeper, right, with this terror guy, because he
Oh,
started
no.
messaging me everywhere. Like, he's made
Wait,
fake
what?
accounts since, and I know it's him because he got really mad at me for
Occam's
because he
razor,
commented
bud.
on my Life is Strange video essay. And so I replied to him because I was like, "Oh, this will make for a funny Twitter screenshot because everyone will be like in on the joke. It'll be funny."
Yeah.
He just like said something random like, "Oh, I don't like this game or whatever," and I replied saying Occam's razor, bud, if you even know what that means. And then he got so mad at me, and so like he made a bunch of like Instagram accounts and a bunch of like Twitter accounts, and he was just like spamming shit at me, and like he commented on a picture, like he commented on like an Instagram picture of me and Elva saying like, "Oh, two ugly fucks, Occam's razor, bud," and I was like,
I'm
"Fuck,
honestly
this
a
guy's
bit
got me." Like
confused
actually,
because
he's got
the
me.
definition. I've just googled it. The definition of Occam's razor. Occam's razor is a principle of theory, construction, or evaluation according to which other things equal. Explanations that posit fewer entities or fewer kinds of entities are to be preferred to explanations that posit more. And I don't know how that applies to it.
Well, he's
So,
obviously
it's
heard Occam's
usually-
razor somewhere and gone, "Oh, that
Well,
sounds
it's
cool. That makes you
from
sound
Colin's.
intelligent."
Because he's like really obsessed that like me and Colin don't agree or whatever on the Ubisoft thing. Like that's what he's trying to hold over me. Is like the Colin doesn't agree with what we're doing or whatever. And so because
But I love that
not.
he's using Colin as an example, like he's mates with Colin. It's like, you don't
Yeah, it's
fucking know
weird.
Colin,
It's like
you dickhead.
even if Colin does disagree, that's fine. That's normal. It
That
doesn't
is
matter.
fine,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
who
like-
cares?
It's like he's assuming that Colin's some idol
Fucking
to you
senpai?
that you'd want to
You're
step
like,
in
you
the
know
same.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's like,
I
I
think-
step in the
fucking
shoes
hell,
of. It's like
Colin
no, we're doing our own fucking thing.
Yeah,
I
think
love
what's
Colin.
happened
He's
is
our
for
friend.
fucking ball torture.
For sure.
I've never
For sure.
spoken to him, but he's a sound guy from what you guys have said.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
He's
a
like
great
a
guy.
sound bloke. Yeah,
on
he seems-
sacred
seems quite nice.
symbols. I think he
For a
did
sacred
talk
man.
about the Ubisoft stuff, and I think he used Occam's razor as as an explanation for something. I don't know what it was, but I do just think this
I can't
Terra
even
guy's
get a
twisted,
straight idea as to what
because it doesn't make a
Occam's
great
razor
deal of
means
sense
from what it says.
But I think there's obviously with Colin, you know, there's going to be a lot of nuance to what he's saying, and Terra has absolutely no nuance.
Well, yeah,
at
Colin's
all.
clearly thought about what he's saying, whereas this random cunt in the comments most likely hasn't.
And I'm, you know, Colin from the position that he's in, I'm sure Colin isn't as like, we've gone very hard on this, and that's because we're very close to the situation,
okay,
right?
I figured
I'm
out
sure...
what Occam's razor means in a very simplistic way.
Yeah.
The answer that requires the fewest assumptions is generally the correct one.
Yeah. It's usually simplified as like the simplest solution is usually the easiest one.
Yeah.
So why the fuck did Google give me a fucking weird thing?
Shit.
Yeah, so how does that apply to Terra from Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah, I do not know. Like, I just cannot... Like, he told me to go listen to Sacred Symbols episode 58 or something to get an idea, to, like, figure out what he was talking about. And I was like, maybe I will at some point, but, like... I don't know, Terra from Kingdom Hearts.
Can't be fucking bothered.
I'm a busy man. I just don't really care that much, man. It's whatever. It's not going to change my mind, is it?
Yeah, no.
But I don't know. We could talk to Colin about it. We can get him on the podcast and we can talk to Colin about it.
I mean, I just
show
know
him Terra
that...
from Kingdom Hearts tirade.
I know for a fact
and
that
Colin will be
Colin
like,
isn't
"Why the
of the
fuck am I here?"
stance that what happened at Ubisoft is a good thing. Like,
No.
I know he's definitely
Yeah,
not of the stance.
There's no way. There's no way Colin is on Sacred Symbols saying, you know what, I don't think anybody against Ubisoft is right. I think Ubisoft did a great thing, you know? There's no way that's what he's saying.
We take
Like,
Ubisoft for granted.
yeah, it's... Oh, yeah.
I'm just imagining Colin sat there going, Ubisoft, sexual misconduct, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
No.
it's good Occam's razor, bud.
Occam's razor, bud. Yeah, no, I don't think.
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
think there's
So
anyone who'd
funny.
sit there and do that besides from maybe a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
With a
Or
with a
Terra from
problem.
Kingdom Hearts.
A basement dweller would fucking. It would take a basement dweller to be like, yep, Ubisoft is doing the righteous thing. Nah.
Yeah, there you go. But there's that. So does anyone else have any more comments? Is there anything else that we got on like a Full Pillars podcast or whatever?
Occam's razor, bud.
Because I've not been checking the comments. Fuck's sake, that makes me laugh. Yeah, I don't read the comments anymore.
Do I?
It didn't even apply. That's
There's
the
a lot of people
funniest
talk
way
about
to
cow
say it.
hooves and whatnot, and like...
Oh no, let's not go back
stuff.
there.
Well,
That was traumatic for me, and I literally decapitate people.
that was a great segment. I enjoyed it.
Yes, it was.
I missed so much my internet cut out.
That's okay.
Oh,
Don't worry about
Oh,
it.
for real.
Yeah,
Occam's
cut out. I
razor,
didn't
bud.
cut out last time. I thought I was safe, but I fucking. But
I
was
knew
just
it was
like,
coming from somebody.
oh, for fuck's
Your
sake.
internet
It
was
literally
cut
has-
by Occam's blade.
Ethan goes like, I figured out what Occam's razor is, and then it just cut out. I was like, oh,
Oh.
fuck's sake. I could probably save
Tyler,
it.
don't
To
know
be
what
fair,
Occam's
thanks to
razor
my
is.
internet. So I fucking went and pour myself a glass of red wine. So
It just
I'm like,
means-
here a fucking ass. It's been a long
It just
fucking
means the
day.
most obvious answer is usually the right one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You've learned something today,
As a
Tyler.
simplistic
Well-
way to put it.
My brother for my birthday got me this fucking amazing glass of red. And I opened it yesterday, and I fucking shouldn't have done it, because once you open a glass of red, it doesn't last too long. It only has a couple of days, so I'm like, shit, I need to drink it.
Drink it
So
now.
I thought-
Cool.
It's a good time. Like, I was going to get like a beautiful, refreshing can of Mount Franklin lime water, but instead, I thought, I'll have a glass of wine. It's been a long day at work. It's Thursday night. It's Friday tomorrow. It's pretty much the weekend, boys.
That's
It's
true.
pretty much
Yeah,
the
it's
weekend.
basically the weekend. That's
It's
how, that's how it is.
basically the weekend.
Pretty much there.
What I used to do, actually, something I used to say to myself when I was at school, it was like the middle of the week, and I was like, I wanted to feel better about it. I was like, well, I'm home. It's Wednesday. I've finished my day of school now. It's Thursday tomorrow, but it's technically Thursday now because I'm finished school. So that means Friday's tomorrow. That was basically what I was saying to
Such a
myself.
weird cunt, man. I love it. I love it, George.
It got me through though. It got me through. I was like, well, yeah, I've tricked my brain there into thinking that it's Friday.
All you're
tomorrow,
really
and
saying to
it's not.
yourself is, I've got 2 days left of school.
Well, yeah. But if you think about it in some contrived way, then you're like, well, now I'm confused. So it's
Like,
fine.
I understand your child, but like that's child logic, and I understand it because I had weird, like, similar child logic. Not that fucking weird, not that R-worded or anything, but like, you know.
Oh, he didn't say the naughty boy word.
That's true.
No, but I would never say it. I just say the R word. That's
Yeah, exactly.
you know, that's R
what
word.
I've always said.
The naughty boy word.
Yeah, you can't just say
Redacted.
You know what I mean?
No, you could never say it.
You couldn't possibly say it. It's
Well, I
Look,
wouldn't
it's
say
2021.
That's what
All
I'm
right.
No.
We're not
We're not
cavemen.
cavemen.
You know, You know what I mean?
I don't think
Hey,
cavemen
man.
said very much besides from Unga Bunga. I can count to 3.
Yeah. You can't just.
Redacted.
And that's why I'm saying it, because you
take me back to
can't say
caveman
it.
society, mate.
Exactly.
And Josh is going to
Cave.
bleep it anyway
You're right.
because he's a good boy. You know what
That's
I mean?
true.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
But we can say R-worded. Yeah, to be fair, it's a hit and miss now. I realise with Josh. Will he bleep it? Will he not?
Yeah,
Who
sometimes,
knows?
Josh-
sometimes you won't.
It's up to your discretion what you bleep
But
and
al-
what
but
you don't.
al-
Just
but
don't bleep
also-
everything.
But also,
Bleep everything but Tyler saying
Redacted.
Can you bleep
Yeah, actually, I'm
everything
fine
but
with that.
James saying
I don't
Occam's
care.
razor bud, and it's just bleep Occam's
What's-
razor
It's just
bud.
loads of
bleep.
bleeps.
what's
Yes,
going
the
to
entire
happen?
episode's bleeped out besides from Occam's razor.
Yeah, it's not like we get cancelled from it anyway. You know
The whole
what I mean?
podcast
Like, have
is a
enough
shit
viewers
post.
to get cancelled.
Not anymore.
No one cares about us enough. Before we were getting cancelled left, right, and centre. Now no one
Yeah,
gives a
it-
shit. We can say whatever
yeah.
we want.
Yeah, this is a beautiful new realm
Get
we're in,
James drunk
guys,
and
as
he'll
we
start
kick
being
on
racist
this.
again.
No, maybe not quite that, but like. We're in a
Remember
new
that
era.
time I went
You
off
know-
about disabled people on your stream?
Wait, what? Wait,
Yeah,
what?
I was streaming.
Black Flag?
I was streaming Black Flag, and James was just drunk, and he was having like a 2-hour rant about
No.
disabled
Okay, so I
people.
wasn't actually like angry about disabled people. I was angry at the concept that people. So, oh god, fuck. Okay,
Why
so
can't they just walk properly?
no, yeah, so like I wasn't mad at disabled people. I was mad at the idea that like everyone is so like. Okay, it
No,
depends
dude,
on.
I wouldn't even explain it. I would.
Yeah,
but
I
you
would
can-
just. I
I
was
already
happy
know
it was.
that whatever you say, it'll be
They
like,
were-
nah, dude, that ain't
I
it.
had several
that
people in
ain't
the
it.
Skype
Look, I can explain myself, and then we could choose whether to cut it or not.
Okay,
yeah,
before you do that, I want to explain how this Skype call went. So it was like 8 hours
Okay.
long of me just playing Black Flag with everyone on a call, chatting shit, and people were posting funny shit in the Skype call. So I had that on the screen. And at one point I went, why the fuck am I still streaming? So I stopped streaming, but we stayed in the Skype call. And not long after that, it started. I didn't tell anyone that I stopped streaming, but not long after that, James started posting like pornographic images in there.
Oh god.
And it's
Did
like,
I-
"What?
Wait,
You're still
what?"
streaming? And I went, no, it's good, it's fine. And I realised on that day I saved my entire channel from a really drunk James ranting about disabled people.
Oh god!
looking
I
at
used to be just a fucking
new
loose
photographs.
cannon, man. I used
What's
to just do shit
wrong
all
with
the
you?
time.
Wait, okay.
Unpredictable.
What were you going off about disabled
Okay,
people for, James?
so-
and then, again,
well,
we
it's-
can talk about this without getting cancelled because no one cares anymore. This is a fresh
Exactly,
start
so
for our
it's fine.
community. It's a fresh start for us. The only people that are here are the loyal ones, you know?
loyal
This will come
ones
back
too.
to
Yeah,
bite us in
exactly.
like 5 years' time.
God. It's like say someone
Wait, sorry, what did
has.
you say? I wasn't listening. Wait, what?
I was-
I fucking missed it. I was looking
was-
at Twitter. What?
you would choose to not do that, right?
Well, no, unless you genuinely liked them or they were like related to you.
I mean, I wouldn't.
Oh, I don't know. I was drunk and a fucking idiot. I
To
don't
be
know
fair,
what I was
you've
saying.
also made some terrible cases when you were drunk, like.
Oh god! Oh god!
You bitch.
Yeah, when James gets drunk,
I
he's just unpredictable. We
I
don't.
was partly joking. Josh cut all of this.
James is so just bleep bits for us, Josh. James, just so people don't get confused. James is such a fucking like Catholic boy. Sometimes.
No,
When he
no,
says
no,
shit-
listen.
when you say shit, sometimes you're just like, I'm just like, were you fucking left in a shelter your whole life? Do you not know the world and how it works?
I was
feel it's the best option
joking.
we've
It was a
done.
joke. I didn't actually believe it. I was trying to make everybody laugh. Oh,
Are you
God.
fucking sure?
Oh my god.
I
Sometimes
love
we're
ripping on
banging
James.
at the
This is
gates,
fucking
James.
awesome. This is great.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I used to.
Josie.
This is just what I was. And I mean, to be fair, I'm still like it. Like I think I have a. I think I have a lid on it now. But I still do try to just make people laugh by saying just the dumbest and most outrageous shit. It's just.
Yeah.
It's something I really
I mean,
like
especially
doing.
when you're drunk as well. It's this thing. It's like, oh,
It's
say
so
this really
funny.
dumb
Like
thing.
people just find it funny. Like when you just say stuff they're not expecting you to say. It
Yeah,
makes me
yeah,
laugh.
yeah.
And so like you just say it's
And
just
it feels
it's just
like
what I do.
When you've had a bit of alcohol, it feels like you're being this like mischievous, like you got this. You're just like, oh,
You feel a
look
bit
at this.
mischievous.
It's like, look at this, I can make all
Oh,
these
man.
people
It's
laugh.
just,
by
it's
saying
just
some
your
of
like, yeah, it's a weird humour to have. Like I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
got
I know
really
mine's ball busting. I like busting my friends' balls and also self busting
Literally.
balls.
Go,
Like
"Hey,
I like
man,
laughing at
what the
myself and I
fuck,
like laughing
man?"
at you guys. Like I like laughing at you right now, James. I find this hilarious. You know,
Yeah,
this is funny
yeah.
to me. Like I think that's so great. that
I
you
have said
thought that.
so much dumb shit when I'm drunk. Like, so much dumb shit.
Yeah.
This is why I need to move to the UK next year, so that
It's
that way
so
we can all
fun,
get drunk
though.
together.
I miss it.
Had
Get
rants
on the
about
bench
disabled
with the
people, I
boys.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
exactly.
I've done like
But is it-
every time I do a drunk stream, we do like ridiculous shit. Like every single time.
Yeah,
it's always.
it's unpredictable, and sometimes it's precarious. It's dangerous. You
is.
drunk
I
is
think
dangerous, which
we
is
need
why
we
we
need
to
a
definitely do
Four
it for
Pillars
charity
drunk
events.
stream. We need an IRL Four Pillars drunk stream. With
Four
someone
Pillars IRL drunk. That would
with
just
with
be
a
that would-
15 to 30
What's it called?
second delay,
George and I
so
can
that
do a
someone can
Budhouse
cut it out
sequel.
if need be.
Yeah.
yeah. After everyone else has passed out from the alcohol, I presume.
Just
Yeah,
smoke
of
a big
course.
fat blunt.
Wouldn't you love it, George? Wouldn't you love it?
I would. I'd love it. God, this
Oh,
is a
man.
fucking criminal episode. This is a
Just
criminal
we've,
episode of the
we've,
podcast.
we've had some good. I remember
This
that time.
this is
the
truly
last
criminal.
The last
Dude,
time I
I've
did a
got
drunk
karma, it's medical.
stream. The last time I did a drunk stream was that time where I shaved my beard but didn't do it properly because I was too drunk to even realise what I was doing. And then we got Becca Jones on the Discord call, on
Oh,
the
yes,
community
Becca Jones.
Discord. And then we
Classic
were all
woman.
just there. It was so. Oh
Was
my
that when
God.
we were all going, alright, go around in a circle and then
Yeah, yeah,
say your
yeah.
name and one thing you're afraid of?
Yeah. That was amazing.
No, it was
Yours
your
is so
name, where
funny,
you're
Rick.
from and one thing you're afraid of. It's
Yeah.
just fucking amazing.
Oh, it was so funny.
It's just like some
Everyone's
sort
in
of
Discord.
weird, awkward work team building day.
Yeah, I think
It was just, like, in the
Ben
Discord.
set it up. He was like, right, everyone stop talking over each other. We're gonna go round in a circle.
Past
It's the
chicken
most
bear is what we
Ben
did.
thing I've ever heard.
It
It's
was
a
funny though, to
weird
be fair.
idea.
It was
Yeah.
funny, so it worked.
Yeah, it was good
Oh,
fun.
God.
I really hope
Yeah.
you navigate that well, Josh, and you don't incriminate me. Please, I'm scared.
You
Josh is
incriminate
going to be there
yourself,
like, my
kid.
job depends on this now.
Yes, please.
Poor Josh. We put him through hell. And
True,
and-
if I
and-
was
and
Josh, I'd be really annoyed at the amount of bleeping that I'd have to do. I'd be like, for fuck's
If I was Josh,
sake,
I'd be really
stop.
annoyed at the amount of just really particular things he has to do.
I
He
know
does
that
have these
he
really
looks
particular
forward to the like the recommended section and like to the random pictures we send him every week. To be fair, I think he likes.
Oh yeah, every time I DM him the stuff, he's like, "What the fuck are we in for?" It's so bizarre.
What the shit?
So bizarre.
He likes
Speak-
Tsundere Bully ASMR.
Dude, that was one of my favorites all time. That's one of the great all time.
Damn, I wasn't there for that one.
There's a couple things I want to still talk about. YouTube
Yeah.
recommended. Let's get into that. But I actually want to talk to you guys about the new Game of Thrones show trailer.
Oh, I saw bits of. I think I actually did see the trailer. It was-
Yeah, House
Have
of
you seen the-
Dragons.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that because I think there's some good discussion there to be had. Because I fucking it made me miss Game of Thrones and all the hype around Game of Thrones.
I
Even
don't
though
miss Game of Thrones. It still
You're a
pisses
piece
me
of
off.
shit. Anyway,
Like,
we'll
I'll
get-
watch it again. I will, but I don't know.
Okay,
Shit.
we'll get into that. George, what's on your YouTube recommended?
It's
This
a bit of
week,
a
what's
mental fucking video. This week.
Yes, yes.
That's good.
Actually,
Yes.
a bit of a mental one. It's kind of cool, but it is mental. So I don't even know how to explain it, to be honest. It's meant.
The title
to,
is Blue Channel. Thalassine.
Yeah, it's
What the
meant
fuck?
to be like a mocked up sort of commercial, like an old commercial for like antidepressant drugs, and then halfway through it gets all fucked up.
Okay, shall we-
Don't
shall we
tell
get
us
playing
anymore.
what?
Yeah,
Should we watch
Yeah.
this together?
Yeah, we
yeah,
have
we'll
to.
100%
Kinda what
watch
we
it
do.
together. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right. Everyone got it up?
Yep.
I've got it up.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, that's snazzy.
It's really nicely edited.
Yeah, is that more worrisome than?
Or a loved
Is this
one
real?
Suffering from any
No.
of the following symptoms: lack of feeling.
It's just meant to be like a
emotional
sort of
outbursts,
little bit of a weird
fog
video.
of the mind, or memory loss. This may be a sign of onset AED or advanced emotional deterioration. Today,
I get
7
that.
in 10 people over the age of 21 report experiencing emotional degradation severe enough to hinder everyday
This is
tasks,
weird already.
such as workplace
It is weird, isn't it?
performance, social
The
interaction,
music's freaking me
and
out.
general well-being.
I think we are in that.
But the
7 of
voice-
10.
Emotional stability is required
What
for
it
a
was like-
functional and healthy mind.
I feel like it's some sort of like Fallout
To require
ad
rigorous testing
that someone on a Fallout show is.
Yeah.
costing time, effort, and money. Today, the solution is Thalassin.
Would you? How did you watch all this? Did you sit here and you're like, I'm gonna? If this got recommended to me and I clicked on it, I'm already off it. You know what I mean?
I just thought this looks so weird. I want to see what the point of it is.
but patients have reported emotions at a higher and more consistent quality than ones produced non-chemically. Included in every pack of Thalassin are these common emotions: happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and relief. Also, look out for over-the-counter
different
options
flavors.
such as jealousy, hope, frustration, and pride.
That's like a world where humans lose emotions and you have to have a tablet to get it back.
That's weird.
Tired of
Oh,
only
shit. Oh, I didn't like that at all.
Wasn't there a Christian Bale movie where it did the opposite, where there were tablets that took away emotions?
Brain mapping
Probably.
technology has not only allowed us to refine existing emotions, but has also allowed for the creation of new emotions and emotional.
Oh, I don't like this. This is creeping me out, George.
It's freaking you out.
I would buy this.
Shit.
Shut up.
You get
I
new
wanna-
I want to
emotions.
feel joy again.
Again.
What the fuck is
What?
Hunger and what that? Holy
What?
shit.
That are mental.
What the fuck?
What? What the fuck?
Punish?
It just gets more mental.
Kind.
Deluge.
It's horrible. Look at these fucking grotesque
Oh.
designs, man.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
There you go.
What the fuck was that?
It's in my
That
recommended.
is... Dude, what the fuck? Top comment is, yo, new emotions just dropped. Eye emoji.
Oh my
I think it was an
god.
interesting video. Like, it's just fucking weird. It's one of those things that's just fucking weird.
I love the comments on this. Lorik, Nage, Humber, and Ponish are literally the 4 horsemen of looking normal when the officer pulls you over.
Oh god.
That's funny.
Holy shit.
Yeah, really weird video.
Yeah, that was
I thought
weird.
it was quite cool though, just because it was like so like the
It was
designs were just all
inventive. It was
fucked up.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
creative shit.
And it was
Yeah.
It was like made to look real as well, which I quite like.
That is
Someone did
fucking-
an analysis video of this video.
Nah, I can't. I
It
can't
gives
put
me
myself
Pet
through that
Scott
again.
vibes.
That just that went downhill really quickly. It like hopped in a trolley and went.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's my recommended this week. Not necessarily something funny, but I think it's kind of interesting. And it was
Yeah.
mental enough to be on this segment.
Yeah, that's good. I liked it.
Thank you very much. I mean,
Thought
it's
it
not
was
mine.
good.
It's on a channel called Goose Walks.
Well, there you
There you
go.
Well, that was fucking weird.
Has Tyler's internet died again? He's still there.
No, I was just watching this breakdown video and I'm surprised.
He's in awe.
Don't worry, man. I was
I'm
just
in
collecting the
awe.
backpacks in Spider-Man.
I'm bewildered. Like,
I can't
ju-
do that to myself.
What the fuck?
What the fuck did we just watch?
I mean, to truth be told, I don't even know what it is, to be honest.
It's just deteriorate.
Okay, yeah, that was fucked up. Has anyone got anything normal? YouTube recommended, you know?
Oh, not in the
just
YouTube
something-
recommended. I just saw. Well, to be fair, I did just see it recommended on my sidebar and thought it was worth talking about.
Go on.
What's that?
But Sora's and Smash.
Sora's in
Tight.
Smash. Sora.
I saw I saw
Of
the video
Kingdom
of your
Hearts
dog
fame.
running down the stairs and falling over. And that,
Oh yeah,
that-
he fell over. He was very sheepish after that. But
That's-
It was
Great
funny.
video.
It was funny. He fell down the. He ran down the stairs. He was really excited. Then he just sort of fell over in the living room.
It was so funny.
And then he
the
got
way
back up and he was
fell.
really happy. He's like, he was just really content.
He fell
Yeah,
so
yeah.
quickly.
he's very
Yeah.
happy to be in Smash.
I also like
boy.
that your dog can run down the stairs and it was somewhat quiet. Whereas I came home after working a door one night, it must have been way past midnight. I came in, and at the top of the stairs, I just see Dennis standing like a massive shadow. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Then he starts walking down the stairs and just hear stomp, stomp, stomp. I was like, oh god,
Bless him.
everyone's going to be woken up now.
Such a sweet boy.
And
Yeah.
I've got
Well,
a clip of him walking down the stairs, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? It's great.
Classic.
yeah. Well, yep, Sora of Kingdom Hearts fame.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
in
he's
Smash Bros.
Yeah, the last Smash
can I-
character.
Can I be honest? Can I be honest about my feelings on this?
Go
He
on.
doesn't give a fuck, do you?
No,
Tyler?
you can't. You're not allowed.
Smash Bros. Like, I love Sora, and I love that. What I loved was how
That's a
excited
bad
people were.
take. That.
I loved how excited everyone was. Like, that was cool to see.
Yeah.
Everyone's reactions to it was really cool. that Sora's going to be in it, and they've got all the outfits from all the games, and that's all really cool. The maps, I'm like, cool, but I'm like, I'm not actually going to play.
I think we should do an exercise here, guys. We should think up the most ridiculous game character to have in Smash Bros. And imagine them in Smash Bros.
Scrimblow Bimblow.
What?
The emotion of Half-Am. Half-Am is in there. One of those fucking blue face emojis. That we just saw. Half-Am.
Oh.
Yeah, that we just watched. The video we just watched.
Emoji.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the emotions. Yeah. You
We've
guys
already
obviously weren't paying attention to the
deteriorated
breakdown
this
video we watched.
We've already deteriorated this topic of ridiculously absurd characters we'd love to see in Smash.
what would I like to see in Smash?
Like, the ridiculous. It has to not fit. That's the point of it.
Has to not fit. A video
Like
game
Alan
character.
Wake?
Alan Wake,
yeah.
Video
Alan
game
Wake.
characters. Imagine Alan Wake's just got a fucking flashlight pointing at everyone. Everyone's like,
That
yeah, that
would be
doesn't
great.
fucking work on me,
That would be
dickhead.
great. Max from Life is Strange. That'd be a
That'd be
good
quite
one.
weird. That would be quite strange.
Cole Phelps from LA Noire.
Cole Phelps has entered the battle.
That'd be incredible.
Imagine
Arthur
that being the
Morgan.
reveal. Like, everyone's like, waiting for Sora. And it's just like these the people. Like, Alan Wake shows up. And it's like, wait, what? Like,
Alan Wake.
Alan
I
Wake?
think of a character that would be really
Just Steve
odd.
from Minecraft rocks up.
He's in
He is.
it.
He's in Smash.
he's already in it. Yeah.
For
that's-
Yeah.
fuck's sake. Maybe it's not as ridiculous a conversation
Yeah.
before then.
Honestly, everyone can be in it. Like, people thought Master Chief was gonna be in it.
That would
I
be
don't
Master
know
Chief in
why.
Smash. Oh.
Yeah, it's
They
just
put-
'cause
they put
obviously he's
Doom
a
guy in
really-
it.
He's like a really. He's not. Doom guy's not in
Well,
it.
he's a me character, so you can dress up as Doom Guy.
DeWolfka
that's-
joins the battle.
That's dumb.
Oh no, don't do that.
So it's not. Yeah. The Wolfga. Oh my god. The Wolfga. So glad to see you is the caption.
Oh god.
Oh god, I'm trying to think of something that is ridiculous that would not fit, and that would be funny in itself.
Someone
They'll come to me.
from
in
a video
It'll,
game.
it'll come to me in a second. Lego Indiana Jones.
Lego Indiana Jones.
He
He's the
joins
best
Smash.
protagonist in the fucking world. Who else would be weird? Like
Sean Devlin
really
from
weird.
Saboteur.
Oh yeah, that would be
Devlin.
that would be funny.
Nigel West Dickens.
Fucking
That'd be a great man to have in there. The protagonist from The Darkness 2. I'm just looking in my drawer at like game boxes, and I have The Darkness 2 on PC right here, like the disc. Don't know why.
What's the guy's name? From fucking The Order 1886.
Oh, the main
God,
character.
that would
Yeah.
be a weird one.
What's his fucking name?
Y'all
Sir
Bulworth
Galahad.
the Great
Sir
joins Smash.
Galahad. Oh, what a cool
Sir
name.
Galahad is in Smash.
I reckon they should put Arnie O'Gain from the College of Winterhold.
Oh yes.
Should put
Arnie
Parthenax in
O'Gain.
it. Why the fuck not?
Oh, God.
Parthenax is already in it because he's Mario, isn't he?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh yeah.
I
It's the
keep
same
stumbling
voice
on
actor.
these.
Chris Pratt.
Agent 47.
They should have Chris Pratt in there. Just
Yeah.
real life Chris
Just
Pratt.
imagining Agent 47 is. Please tell me Agent 47 is
Agent
not in Smash.
47.
No, he's not,
He's not in Smash.
That would be fucking ridiculous.
He just
That would
goes
be
and
so
fucking
ridiculous.
snaps Sora's neck, takes his clothes.
Oh man.
Wears Kingdom Hearts clothes.
Max Payne.
The old depressed bodyguard
Max
shows up.
Payne.
I'd be interested to see what people say in the comments about this. Comment down what the weirdest character you can think of from a video game to put in Smash.
Yeah,
that
but it's
just
got to be
wouldn't
like
make any sense.
plausible. So like, you can't be like the Queen of England or something.
It's
Like,
got to be a character.
It's got to be like like I mean I guess you could say like Queen Victoria. She's been in games before, right?
You could say a character, or you could say a random. You could say Karl Marx if you want. I mean, I don't care.
I mean,
Just
Karl
comment
Marx is
something,
in
get involved.
Assassin's Creed, so
Yeah, it's true. So he's a game character first
Oh,
and foremost.
he is a video game character. First and foremost, yes,
Ty
it's
the
what he's most known
Tasmanian
for.
Tiger in Smash.
You could put.
That's not even too far off.
You could put the.
From that
Probably is kind of fitting
Smash.
actually.
Everyone thought we'd get Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah.
Was Sora the one everyone thought was coming, or was that really a big shock?
The
Sora
goat
on the
from
goat
Goat
leaks, I'm pretty
Simulator.
They
It's
they
over.
revealed years ago, back in it was a long time ago. They did a poll asking people what their most requested Smash character was, and they didn't reveal the results until when they put out Sora, and it was revealed that Sora was the most voted for.
What are the other
character.
options? Do we know?
There weren't options. It was just people put in whatever name you want.
Oh, I see.
And say what character you want. And Sora was the most voted character all those years ago. So,
I'm really happy that he's in it. Like, just on a serious note, like I think it's really cool to see Sora with all those iconic characters. Because
with
to
Cloud
me,
and
Sora
Sephiroth
is.
too.
And
Yeah,
he's
Cloud and
iconic.
Sephiroth.
He's that iconic, and he deserves to be there.
He
At
deserves
least
to be
to
in
me, is a lot. I've seen a lot of people going, "Oh, Sora's not even that fucking important in video games.
Clearly
He's
he
just fucking JRPG anime sword guy. Like, fuck off."
The most
God.
voted for character. He had to be in there. Like
Yeah.
that's huge.
I mean, people
like,
have been wanting him in for so long now, and
Yeah,
it is
it's-
crazy to see. Like his design in Smash looks really good as
looks
well. I think
so good. His
it looks
moves look so
amazing.
good, and like seeing him like up against like classic characters like
like
Mario
Sonic, like
and
fucking
Sonic,
like Sora
and like
versus
Link
Sonic, like
and
that's
stuff.
so cool.
It's incredible. And like the trailer where Mario grabs the fucking Keyblade and throws it, uses the power of waking to summon Sora.
It's so
it's
cool.
mental.
Yeah.
So cool.
He did
Well, that's
really
what
go
Sora
to
went at the end of
Quadratum.
Kingdom Hearts 3. This is
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
Kingdom
yeah.
Hearts 4.
Yeah.
This is what you don't
He
understand.
actually
Takes
ended
place
up.
in Quadratum. It's like
Yeah,
it's part of
exactly.
it.
That's why Cloud and Sephiroth are there too. After their little
Exactly.
battle in Kingdom Hearts 2.
I just want to say that none of this is
Yeah.
making sense to me anymore.
That's true, because now we're just talking about Kingdom Hearts lore.
I'm more than happy to
yeah,
do that.
I am very.
I mean,
happy
as
that
happy
Sora's in
as you guys are, I'm a bit behind the times. I wish I could invest myself in it like you guys do, but I have tried, and it just
That's fair. Maybe it's,
it's
not
great,
For
and I love playing it. I just sort of trailed off of it.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for
It's,
everyone. It's a bit of a weird game.
Well, it's the 20-year anniversary next year.
It's fucking
And
great.
they've got bits and
Holy
bobs
shit.
coming next year. They're doing an event, which I'm sure KH4 will be announced at. It has to be.
Yeah, or at least the next big game if that isn't Kingdom Hearts 4.
If it's not called
It'll be-
KH4, whatever, but the next big game, right? It's got to be announced at this event they're doing next
It'll
year.
be called like
100%.
Kingdom Hearts Quad Core 1.7 Redux or something like that.
Quad core, what is it?
I hope so.
Processor from 20.
They'll
hope it-
put
I hope it is.
remastered in the title, even though it's the first one and it's not been remastered yet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my
man.
god.
Anyway,
Um,
you wanted to talk about Game of Thrones?
Yeah, it's House of Dragon.
Ethan wants
I
to
do.
fucking die right now.
Ethan wants to
You
die.
can hear it in his voice. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Ethan wants to die, and that's okay. So we'll move on.
I do too, every day.
Let's go to
So,
let's go to House of Dragon.
The new Game of Thrones show, House of the Dragon.
House of the Swagon.
Trailer has well, a teaser. It's not really a trailer. It definitely is a teaser.
Yeah.
Was released. The next HBO show comes out next year. Have you guys seen it? And what
I've seen the
did you?
trailer,
I've
yeah,
watched
and
it,
I'm
yeah.
watching
Yeah.
it back again now, just sort
Yeah,
of
I've just got it up.
refamiliarising
Because we obviously
myself with
can't
it.
have it on. We can't
I
have
mean,
it on
the end of Game of
podcast,
Thrones left such a
unfortunately.
sour taste in my mouth that I have absolutely no interest in it. But
Yeah, same,
Right.
to be honest.
maybe it might convince me later on down the line to be invested in it. I don't know.
If there's anything that will make me watch this show, it's Matt Smith.
Oh,
I
Matt
love
Smith is
hearing
there on the
his-
beach.
Yeah,
Wearing
and
a-
hearing
wearing
his
a wig.
voiceover in the trailer when he's talking about it, that enough made me want to watch it. Just Matt Smith, so maybe I'll end
I
up
love Matt
liking it
Smith.
through proxy of the good old Northampton boy himself.
Yeah, and I like how they've established this different period, like seeing the throne room with the Iron Throne and everything. With like you've got like all of these tables and chairs, like they're having a feast. Like it looks like a different era of Westeros.
Yeah,
Like
it
I think
does.
that's
Yeah.
really cool. To be able
Yeah.
to see that distinction between the Game of Thrones era.
From the
and this
teaser,
era.
it looks nice and high quality, like you'd expect from Game of Thrones. So it looks high budget. It looks really. It does look good, but then again, so did everything promotional about Game of Thrones. And while it did trail
Yeah,
off and
yeah.
get to, and it got a little bit. It got a little bit hit and miss, and then it just went full shit because they literally shot themselves in the foot halfway through the final season.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing for this is it's not the same guys writing it, right? And
The
directing
good
it,
thing
it's
for this is
different
also
guys.
it's a different story. It could go literally
yeah.
anywhere. It doesn't have. It's not relying on anything that's been established so far with the TV series of Game
So
of
it's
Thrones.
not based on any books.
Well, it's
at all.
based on the history.
Oh, it's
of the
based on the
Targaryen
lore, it's
house,
ba-
so
it's-
you've got like the
it's-
stuff
it's-
with like
it's the
Rhaegar
dance-
and
It's a civil war. It's the
Whoever.
dance of the dragon. So it's the extinction of the dragon. So there's no Rhaegar. Rhaegar's not in this.
but it's okay.
This
They've all
is
got the
hundreds
same-
of years
they've all got-
before.
They've all got the same.
200
I thought Rhaegar was one of the ones that established the house.
No, this isn't the establishment of the Targaryens. This is not. So House of the Dragon. This is they're already been in Westeros. This is not Aegon's conquest of Westeros.
Right.
There's two major Targaryen civil wars that happen in between. So if you've got Aegon when he conquers Westeros, that's the initial start, let's say, of the throne of the Seven Kingdoms. Then you've got Game of Thrones 300 plus years later, like the main series. Then you got two different civil wars in between. You got the Dance of Dragons, and then you got the Blackfire Rebellion. Blackfire Rebellion's like 100 years after, or 100 years or so before Game of Thrones or so, I think. And then 100 years before that is this, the Dance of Dragons, where dragons become pretty much extinct.
So is this going to be
still wanna
related
die.
to anything that happened in Game of Thrones? Or
No. This will be its own
so
story.
something new entirely.
It's a rich history, its own story, but it's already established. Like, I know what happens. Like,
because you've read the sagas.
I've read the sagas. No, I haven't. I've just watched lots of fucking
you've
I
read
watched so
the
many Game of Thrones
Westeros
lore videos
sagas.
back in the Game of Thrones days.
You clearly haven't read
There's
the
so many.
Westeros
There's so much
sagas.
Yeah, like, so there's already so much that's been told about him that I was into, and the thing I missed, and this is why I'm really excited for the show, is like, yeah, Game of Thrones ending was left a lot to be desired, right? I don't think I hated it as much as everyone else, but I definitely didn't like it, right? It was shit. But I miss getting hyped for Game of Thrones week to week. I miss Westeros. I miss the lore. I miss everyone getting hyped about it. Like, it was just a great time in life where everyone talked about it. You'd go to work the next day and everyone talked about, fuck, that episode of Game of Thrones yesterday. And then you'd be like, oh, Game of Thrones tonight, or it's a couple of days. Like, I just loved the hype to it. I
Yeah,
love sitting down with your housemates or your friends or your family and watch Game of Thrones. Like, it was a cult phenomenon. No other show was like that during this time. No one watches shows week to week like this
Except
anymore.
for The Walking Dead.
And
That's
Game of Thrones is 1,000 times bigger than The Walking Dead. Like, it's not even close.
Definitely.
Yes,
The
George.
Walking Dead just needs to
The
die.
Walking Dead.
Is
Who
that,
the fuck
is that
watches
still
The Walking
going?
Dead?
It
Yeah, no one
is.
watches
It's
The Walking
ending
Dead,
next year, I think.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
All this-
I
Just
didn't
kill
even
it
know it
now,
was
pull
still
the plug.
on, George. I don't know what you're talking
Apparently
about.
it got really
Fucking-
good. I mean, I don't watch it anymore, but
It's like
That's
it's
what
like
they
a
always say,
100-year-old
though.
man on
Those
life support.
fucking
Just unplug it.
fans of that show, they'll be like, no, it got really good again. But that's because they're into it. Like, they watched it through the shit.
I'm
Of
gonna
course they're gonna
rewatch
think
it.
it's good.
I'm gonna rewatch it and see.
I
what
bet
it's
you
like,
if you
but-
watch it, you'll be like, no, it's not. It's not
No,
good.
it won't.
Well,
Out of
People
spite,
are just
he'll like
saying
it.
that
Out of
because
spite,
they're
he's
really
gonna like
into
it.
it.
I'd like to come to that conclusion on my own though, without other people going, "It's good."
I mean,
or
that's
it's
fair.
bad.
That's fair.
You
That's
have,
fair,
just not
but
with The Walking
It's a
Dead.
lot of
Put it that
show
way.
that I just don't want to revisit. But
I've never been interested in it because it's a zombie concept, and that to me is just rubbish anyway. I'm just
Yeah.
like, no.
I'm a
not
fan of
interested.
zombie things. I love my zombies.
I look at zombies and I go, nah, I can maybe stomach a bit of Left 4 Dead 2 if I've modded it to the point where the zombies look like Teletubbies. But that's about it. No, a friend of mine did that. I was on a Discord call with him, and he was streaming him playing modded Left 4 Dead 2. And the zombies were Teletubbies, so he opens and there's just a Teletubby on fire. and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah,
To be fair, modded
I
Left
fuck
4
with
Dead
this.
2 is very fun. So he's
It's
banged
ridiculous.
It
So yeah,
It
he has
is.
banged it.
But
Good on him.
Just
Right,
to
sorry,
bring us
House
back
of the
quickly,
Dragon,
so,
sorry, yeah.
so it's also called what I didn't, you don't know, but the show, when you see the end credits, it's actually called Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon.
Okay.
So it is called Game of Thrones. Now, the thing is, I mean, the main series is called, Song of Ice and Fire anyway, so it's not even called Game of Thrones, but the story is about, it is a Game of Thrones still. Don't get it twisted. Like, this period of time, the Civil War, the Dance of Dragons, that'll eventually the show will lead to, like, they're fighting over the throne. So this show will have the same sort of stuff we've come to love about Game of Thrones. It's Targaryens fighting over the throne. That's what the show's about. And there's some great
gonna be
characters
any
in
House
there. There's
Stark?
some great lore in there. Well, there will. You'd assume there'd be all
the
major
ancestors.
houses involved. Yeah. You'd assume there would be. I don't know how much they're really in the lore, because at the time the Queen, I believe, is a Hightower, and
What's that again?
they're like related to.
It's a tower on drugs.
It's a tower on drugs. It's a high. Yeah, that's right. It's you, George.
It's some high tower.
He's a high pillar.
I feel
brilliant.
like in terms of like Game of Thrones, like the main series, I'm trying to remember why do I think it has something to do with who's the Rhaegar's like the best swordsman? Ned Stark kills him in the flashbacks.
I don't remember his name.
Madame.
I remember the bit
Arthur
you're
Dane.
talking about.
Arthur
That's
Dane.
really
I feel like
interesting.
Arthur Dane was somehow connected to the Hightowers.
Arthur Dane. Let's see. Game of Thrones wiki. Yeah, that
Dane.
guy.
Hightower.
I don't know.
Man, I
Hightower
thought I
was,
understood Game of
Arthur
Thrones. I
Knight of
just
House
don't.
Hightower, look
I don't
on
know
the
much
King's
about
Guard
Game of
and,
Thrones. I'm just sort of sat here feeling the same way I did about the Kingdom Hearts conversation. But it's okay because it's funny, I guess.
Yeah, so maybe I'm totally off on him being involved with the Hightowers or something. I feel like he was somehow related to them or something. Or had something to do with them.
knows,
I don't know.
man.
That's how I feel like the first time I heard about the Hightowers was
They're
that.
all fucking each other's cousins.
But there'll be Lannisters, there'll be Starks, there'll be everyone. But the main characters, it's about the Targaryens. This show will be about the Targaryens.
Ah, yes. The family
Matt Smith
related
plays
to Daenerys
plays
that ruined
Daemon
the show.
Targaryen.
We all
Who's-
know how
who's-
the Targaryens end, though, don't we? So
Yeah. She ends.
there you go. One of
by
them dies
completely
and the other one
betraying
goes-
her
I
character.
mean,
lives
but
beyond the
because
wall.
there's, I mean, to be fair, if you don't know the history, you don't know which Targaryen's the one that's going to end up on the Iron Throne that leads to Game of Thrones. You don't know because
That's true, but I know
Targaryen
that
it doesn't matter because
Targaryen-
Bran ends up there anyway.
Yeah.
Fucking little
But
bitch.
I think if you get connected to the characters, you will. Like, you know,
Yeah,
Matt
yeah.
Smith's playing
If they
Daemon
can do it.
Targaryen, who's a
If they
prince,
can
and he's
do
a
it.
major figure in this.
Yeah, Matt Smith.
Like,
is
you'll probably be
basically
rooting
like-
for him or some other ones, and
I love Matt Smith.
I love Matt Smith.
Yeah,
so
we all
I'll
do.
watch it for him.
Yeah, and then I'll probably get
hopefully-
sucked in.
Yeah, exactly. Then we'll probably end
I'm
up
very
enjoying
excited.
it.
It's a great. I love Westeros. It's a great period of time, like the
Yeah,
Dance
I'm
of
more
Dragons.
excited for The Witcher season 2 than I am.
The
for
Witcher, yes.
House of the
Oh,
Dragon.
The Witcher. Oh, I can't wait for The Witcher. That
Should we
trailer,
read the
Witcher
every
season
single
two
time they
looks
put out a
fucking
trailer, it looks so good.
It
looks
does
so
look
good. I cannot wait.
Yeah, The
Yeah.
Witcher season 2 looks fantastic. There's no debate here. I'm still
I
more
will-
excited, I think, for House of the Dragon. I just love Game of Thrones more.
Really.
I'll definitely watch House of the Dragon. Definitely. I feel like I'll be missing out on something. And I'm sure a lot of people in the community will watch it as well. So I reckon it will
Yeah,
become
it'll be
this
a
thing
big-
where
yeah.
people are like, oh, you wait for the next episode of House of the Dragon. And people are like speculating and talking about
Mario
it
will
and stuff,
spoil
like,
it every week on Twitter.
Yeah, he'll go,
That'd be
oh, guys, I
amazing."
really like this episode. I'm going to do a whole synopsis on my Twitter because I really liked it. It was really fun, really good. And yes, thank you.
And let's go.
And let's go. It went from Mario
Yes,
to your...
Matt Smith, he teamed up with the dragons.
Oh, I remember now.
What? What do you remember?
One of the other knights was a high tower that's with Arthur Dane.
In that same
In that
flashback.
scene.
Yeah,
Gerald Hightower's there. That's how far, because he was
That's
friends
the scene
with
where that
like, very
dude's
close-
fighting with... He's dual-wielding swords, isn't he?
Yes, yeah, that's Arthur Dane.
Yeah, that's a
the Sword of the
fucking good
Morning,
scene.
one of the greatest swordsmen, the greatest swordsman in Westeros.
God damn.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice,
that's-
nice.
that's
God,
all
are you
But
making me want
that's-
to rewatch Game of Thrones? to be
Well,
fair?
I'm a little bit
It's-
interested in this series now. I mean, I'll definitely it'll give me something to watch whenever that
Yeah,
comes.
I'll give
to
you
be
something to sit down and just like sort of enjoy a little bit of escapism.
I was just like, I was
Yeah.
but like kicking myself. I'm like, the first time I ever heard the Hightower family was somehow to do with Arthur Dane. I didn't know how the fuck I knew it, but it's because it's that Gerald Hightower's one of the king. He's the I believe he's the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard at the time.
at the time of the show when the show's set.
Yeah, Robert's Rebellion time. Like,
So
what was his name?
previous,
Aerys
before,
Targaryen. Yeah, previously.
in that flashback sequence with Ned Stark.
Oh yeah.
Correct. Yeah, in that flashback sequence, and
I
that's
can't
what-
remember any of Game of Thrones now.
Yeah,
I'm
so at
fucking
the time, the king at the time, who I forget, but he's married. The queen's a Hightower, not a Targaryen, which I think was a weird thing at the time.
She should have
Because
been
usually it was
part of the D's
Targaryen,
Nuts
Targaryen.
family.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You feel pleased that you did that, George?
I don't. I feel dirty and disgusting. When does it release? When does House?
2022.
Oh, yeah, so we don't
That's
have
all-
like a proper
that's all
date
we
yet.
know.
Yeah, Viserys the First is the king at the time of the House of the Dragon when it starts.
Viserys.
So they all have
Viserys
the
the
same
First.
names. Confuses the fuck out of me, man.
Viserys Targaryen,
There's like 75 Viseryses.
the younger brother of the late Rhaegar Targaryen.
And
the
it's
older brother
Alicent
of
Hightower's the
Daenerys.
queen. Alicent
So
Hightower's the queen.
wait, what? Viserys? What do you mean? He's in
Viserys
Viserys
the First.
it. Oh,
So they just have the same name. It's like
I
Viserys
see,
from Game
I
of
see.
Thrones.
Yeah,
has the
because
same name.
Jon Snow, spoilers, Jon Snow's Aegon Targaryen, sixth of his name if he was to be king. He would have been
Oh,
the sixth
yeah.
Aegon
The
Targaryen.
sixth Aegon, yeah.
Good old Jon Snow. I'm gonna
Except
miss
he
Kit
chose not
Harington.
to. He was like, I'm not going to do that, actually. I'm going to subvert expectations and live beyond the wall with my wolves. Because that's a satisfying conclusion to the story.
Yeah, he should have been killed.
To be fair,
really.
his
What a
was the
fuck.
only conclusion I liked.
I hate
Jon's
it.
was
I
the-
hate all of it. Pisses me off.
No,
None of it feels
Jon
earned. I think that's
It
the issue
pisses.
for me.
Jon's
It's not-
felt earned. Jon's the only one that felt earned.
It's fair, I didn't finish the last episode. I got to the second
what?
from last episode and stopped watching it.
Wow.
It's because I
You're
got to the
that
bit where
tired of
Daenerys
it.
destroys King's Landing, and I was just like, "There's no point in me watching this anymore because they've fucked it." So I just stopped.
Yeah. And then Jaime Lannister goes back to
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was
Cersei and
just fucking
dies.
annoying as well.
That was
fucking
oh
some
my
bullshit.
God.
That's some
Like,
bullshit.
I want to
Clegane Bowl, that was sort of good. That was sort of, we earned that. I felt like we earned Clegane Bowl.
What was that again?
Yeah, that was.
We earned Clegane Bowl. We
What's
earned
that? What's Clegane Bowl?
You're a fucking
two
idiot.
guys.
Why? You don't even like Game of Thrones, you dumb fuck.
No, I
The
fucking
mountain-
That's what I've gathered
the
from this
mountain-
conversation.
The Mountain and the Hound.
Oh no, that was
Fighting.
good. Yeah, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that,
whatever. You don't even know what it is. Shut up.
They
Clegane Bowl. What a weird fucking word for a fight.
What?
Why don't
You're
you just
we're
say Clegane
fucking.
versus fucking what?
They're
The Hound
both
and the Mountain.
Cleganes, you
Versus
dumb
the Mountain.
fuck.
Yeah.
They're both
The Hound
Cleganes. That's the
versus the
point of the
Mountain.
name.
I know they're brothers. I don't fucking care, man. I don't fucking
You don't know
care.
anything. You don't
Hey,
know
man,
anything.
If I wanted to go and watch the bowl, I'd go and watch the Super Bowl with my mates, man. Not the Clegane Bowl, dude. That's for nerds, bro.
You're literally explaining why it's called that, you fuck. You're like, why is it called that? Why don't it just be called the Clegane
Yeah, 'cause I
versus
worked
the... I
it
don't know
out,
what I'm
'cause I'm a
talking about because I'm a
fucking
dumb fuck.
intelligent
Fuck you,
man,
George.
man.
You're not intelligent. You don't...
Look, I'm gonna go and watch The Witcher and fuck Game of Thrones. Fuck that.
Yeah,
This
whatever.
post was made
You've
by
got as well
true fantasy fan gang. All right.
in the trailer for this as well. You've got that dagger that Arya used to kill the Night King as well. That people have been
Oh
pointing out.
yeah, I love that moment as well where Arya kills the Night King for some fucking reason.
Ah,
He
yeah.
flies right across the
Let's pronounce that
sky
properly.
and does him
Pronounce that
right
properly, huh?
in.
You know what I mean?
It's like I would have loved to see like a sick gritty battle between Jon and the Night King, and they're both like right at the end of their rope, and then Jon wins. But no, they had Arya come in and fucking win. I just don't care.
It was really shit. It was so shit. I just hate it.
The thing
It's
is,
not
Anyway,
even like
it
it's not
used to
even
be my
like I
favourite
dislike
show.
Arya being the one to kill the Night King. It's just the whole thing was written in so fucking poorly.
oh yeah,
It's
the
just-
scene is dreadful. Like there's
It's
that bit
all
where Jon is
unearned.
surrounded by White Walkers all around. It cuts away and it cuts back, and then they're just all
and
gone.
he's fine, and it wasn't as bad as they made it out.
Yeah, it's fucking it's
Oh my God.
ridiculous. They treated us like absolute fucking
And you got the whole
simpletons.
Battle of Winterfell where you just can't see a fucking thing. It's just a
Yeah, it's
blizzard
like this
in
huge
darkness.
war that was building up for the entirety of the thing, and it's over in like an episode. And it's
Like the
"Ah,
bit rate's
right."
too low, everything's blurry.
Oh,
It's fucked.
God, up until like that bit, Game of Thrones was my favorite show ever. I used to fucking sing the praises of it to everybody. I was just like, I love it. It's amazing. Everyone should watch it. I don't know. I'm gonna rewatch it just to see if it's as
You
bad
just
as I
seem
remember
you
it
just
being.
you just seem betrayed is all it is because the
That's
show is
it, that's it.
the show is it is
It's
the
good.
first 6 seasons are the best TV
They're
show of all
banging.
time.
They're
but they
amazing.
just-
I
they
mean,
just-
I would
they
argue
just-
the first 4 seasons are the best. Season 5 and 6 are like still good, but like they're not.
slightly
my argument to that is
groundbreaking.
this though: episode 9 and 10 of season 6 are the best 2 episodes of television I've ever seen.
What were those episodes again? Sorry.
Battle of the Bastards.
Oh yeah, fucking amazing.
And
That's my
then the
favourite
last
episode of
episodes where
Game of
Great
Thrones.
Cersei blows up the fucking Sept.
Sept. Yeah.
Oh,
in
yeah,
episode
that's sick
10.
as well. That's sick
Yeah.
as well. And all
Yeah,
that
and then you
story
get R plus L
surrounding
equals
that is
J
really
gets
good.
confirmed as well. Like there was season 6 is better than season 5.
And
I
season
would
6
argue.
is
Season
where Jon
5 has
dies at
Hard
the end,
Home
isn't
though,
it?
right?
Yes, Hard Home's in there. Yeah,
Hard Home's a good one. Yeah.
Oh,
I stand
Hard
by
Home's
season 1 to
amazing.
6. I stand by season 1 to 6.
They're good. Look, season 5 and 6 have some great standout episodes, but I think in terms of consistency, 1 to 4 was just solidly consistent throughout. And that, to me, that's like the golden age of Game of Thrones.
It's also
And,
where
like, 5 and
Tyrion went
6
to
are still
shit.
worth
Did you notice,
watching.
like, when Tyrion's at his best, the show is at its best.
Yeah.
That's the funny
Man,
part as
I
well.
fucking-
When he went
That's true.
downhill, like
he
Jon
got-
Snow, I enjoyed pretty much the whole show start to finish.
I liked
But
him
he
until he
couldn't-
started getting involved with Daenerys.
Oh my God, he
That
was so
point,
shit
it
in
pissed
season
me
8,
off,
man.
because he was just
He
like,
so shit.
my queen, I love you, my queen. And it's like, why do you love her? Like, why do
Yeah,
you care
like,
about
what
her?
happened, man?
It's like immediately he
I
gets a bit
mean-
of pussy and he's just like immediately like, oh fuck yes, dude. Oh, this woman.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
There officially goes my will to live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can talk, about, we
okay,
can talk
there
about how
it
Game of
is.
Thrones Season 8 was shit all day, but I'd rather not because it makes me sad.
Yeah, but anyway, House of the Dragon, I'm really excited about personally.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it does
yeah,
look
looking forward to
exciting.
It looks well produced.
I can't remember
It's
enough of Game of Thrones to actually get involved in an open conversation about it. Maybe I have to revisit them. Maybe I'll have to rewatch the seasons and see
I've been
how
watching
it stacks up.
scenes of it on YouTube just after this trailer came out, and I'm buzzing about it. Like, I'm so keen for this show.
I hope they get that feel back, that Game of Thrones feel.
Yeah, I hope they have a sick intro music again.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
that
Game of
intro,
Thrones main
that
theme.
iconic. Yeah.
So good.
Man, that's really
And I actually love
nostalgic.
that it's called Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. I don't know why. I actually just love that it's called that.
Because it's not trying to be a spin. It's just Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they're
This
not
is
trying
Game
to
of
lie
Thrones.
to you
This
and
is
go,
Game
"Oh,
of
this
It's more of a
Thrones."
prequel than a spin-off, if you will. But
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they could do an in-between show because the Blackfire Rebellion's in between this and the main series, and that's fucking a great story as well. Or I don't think you need to do Robert's Rebellion because that's so explained in the main series. That would be like
fuck,
literally,
Caesar.
there would be no, tension whatsoever
me.
with the characters.
Yeah, you know everything that happens. It leads right into Game of Thrones as well. Like it's
Yeah, exactly. Whereas House of the Dragon, you guys I have a very good idea about what's going to happen for the main points, but if you don't know the lore, you don't. You actually don't know. You're like,
To be
well,
honest,
I
I
know
would
Tag-
love Robert's Rebellion if they were to do that in a thing, because I like seeing returning characters before like the main
you're just Mario.
Yeah,
You're
but
just
in
like,
the case
oh,
of
the
Game of
characters
Thrones,
are back,
I'd
I know
love that.
these
I'd be like,
ones.
oh look, it's Eddard Stark, the guy that we.
You didn't even know what Click
one
Game Ball
season
is.
worth.
Shut the fuck up. You didn't even know what Click Game Ball. What's that?
I just want to see
really
Ned
like that
again.
moment. I really like that moment where Ed was back to back with Roberts. He was loving it.
You sound
It was
just
great.
like Mario. It's actually weird. It sounds actually really accurate. It's fucking weird.
I'm really vibing. To
Why
these
can you
medieval
do?
tunes.
Yeah, you
I'm
two
just
can do
vibing to
weird
these medieval
Scandinavian
tunes.
voices so well.
Mario's Dutch.
Oh god.
I was
yeah,
talking
yeah,
with
true.
I was talking
Same
with
shit.
when I showed up to Robin's stream the other day. I came in because I raided him, and Robin was like, "Oh, I do the Joraptor voice, but I can't do it very well." And I tried to get him to do the Joraptor voice, and I expected it to be far more accurate than it was, to be honest with you.
You could do a better Joraptor voice.
I could do a better
fucking
Joraptor
can.
voice than Robin can. So there's an interesting piece of trivia for you.
There's a bit of
That is
lore.
terrifying. That is truly nightmare fuel. I haven't heard or seen from Joraptor in a while.
I haven't seen him walking down the street either. I
No,
used to see him going to the
he's
co-op.
he's been teleporting to Big Tesco and then going home. Like,
Yeah,
he doesn't want to be
exactly.
caught
First
in
things first,
public.
we're going to teleport. I'm going to split up my matter and reassemble it at Tesco, Big Tesco. See you
I'm going to
later,
pick
guys.
myself up a large pint of milk and then take it home with myself to drink it with my cereals.
Going to get myself a delicious meal deal, a delectable meal deal.
Tesco £3 meal deal. We love it.
Yeah.
That's how the rich stay rich.
And the poor stay poor.
It's Tesco's
£3
fault.
for a meal deal? You fucking me off, man. None of that.
Give me free meal deal.
Give me meal deal supreme.
Oh man.
God, the topic is really swindled now. It's really fucking.
So the only thing I can get involved in is just talking about Tesco meal deals. There's one fucking wrap that's just couscous in bread. That's literally it.
What the fuck?
It's called and apparently it's supposed to be like spicy or something and exotic. It's just couscous in fucking bread though.
I walked into Morrison's once, and on the little bakery section there was a pie,
Couscous
and below
in
it
fucking
it said
bread.
chunky steak pie hot.
We love Tesco.
That was Morrison's.
Oh, man.
I found myself in a Morrison's yesterday and I thought, Jesus. I looked at the car park and I saw about 6 Fiat Multiplers, 17 Honda Jazzes and the occasional fucking big bad Peugeot. And I knew I was in a Morrison's. I knew I was in
Like
a
a
Morrison's the
Peugeot.
moment I saw copious amounts of Hondas.
Why does that mean you're at Morrison's if there's Hondas about?
Well, you know, old people when they look at a car, they'll go, "Ah, yes, this looks shit. Must buy."
That's a good one. That it looks fucking shit.
It's older people buying really shit cars and seeing really shit cars together.
It's modern, innit? It's a modern world. You got to get cars like this, don't you? Honda.
So I've got myself a Honda Jazz.
you talking
I feel
about?
I don't know.
old people drive shit cars on occasion,
Old people drive shit boxes, James.
like
Get with the
Fiat
fucking times.
Multiplers and Honda Jazz
Alright,
and
alright.
Skoda Felicias.
and Skoda Felicias and Reliant Robins and fucking
And
K
these
cars
nuts.
like my nan. She drove a fucking K car.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, there you go. That's the full.
You
I
see
think we
those
should
outside
wrap up because
Morrison's,
we
you know
are
you're in a Morrison's.
we are
You go,
trailing
We're literally
the fuck
scraping the
off
bottom
right
of the
now.
barrel now.
This is
That
getting
was
bad.
I mean, It is. It is. Let's just be honest with ourselves. It is. But that
We went
honestly
from-
felt
yeah.
way more
Wow.
like a normal podcast. That actually felt like the most normal podcast we've done in fucking so long.
Yeah, it does. It did. Yeah. I agree.
It
There you
felt
go.
good.
This is what we
Guys,
need to...
we're back on form. That's it. We've done it. Everything's fixed.
We've done it. We
Back
can give
on
up now.
form.
Give yourselves a pat on the back
Oh,
We've
God.
done it.
because I don't want to be the only
fixed
one
it.
doing it.
I've done it.
Pat
I'm
on-
fine. I've
yeah,
given
nice.
myself a
I did
pat
it
on the
too.
back. I can't exactly
I did
reach
it
my
too.
back, but I tried.
Good. We've done good. So yeah, I guess we want feedback in the comments to how everyone else is feeling, and I'm sure you've already left your comments by now. But there you go. So
And don't
appreciate
forget to
that.
comment what the weirdest game character from
Yes,
Smash
the
you
one
can
in
think
Smash
of.
is let's
The weirdest game character you want in Smash.
Yeah, not from
Or-
Smash because that don't make
Or
sense.
the weirdest anything you want to see in Smash, not necessarily a game character. Be fucking ridiculous. If
It
you have
could
an
be your
idea, just
nan.
comment it and be stupid.
Yeah.
The plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more comments,
And
the better.
we'll-
Leave
we'll
7
read-
comments.
And
per
we'll read
person.
the best ones in the next episode. That'll be fun.
We will,
if
yeah, we will.
remember.
It's a call
that'll
to
be-
action. Look at that. We're proper
There you
gamers
go.
now.
There you go. We know how to do a podcast.
It's almost like we've been doing it for a while. At this point, you'd hope
Yeah.
we'd know.
You
But
think
apparently, we fucking don't, so we're trying our best.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's it from us. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for
so
tuning in.
glad.
We'll see you in 2 weeks for another episode of the Full Pillar Podcast, and obviously every other show that comes out when it comes out and all that shit.
Yes,
and we'll
of
continue
course.
to sort out what we're doing. We'll continue to convene and figure shit out and push the community in the best direction that we can with the help of everybody else. So that's it. And yeah, I think we're done. Does anyone else have anything else to say?
No.
I really need
No,
to
no,
shit.
you said it all. Yeah,
Wonderful.
Ethan needs to shit. Thank you so
Ah,
much.
that's good. All right, thank you, everybody. We'll see
Appreciate
you in 2
all you all.
weeks.
Thank you.
you all
See you
so
later,
much.
boys.
Cheers, you guys.
Catch you later.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Love you all.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Poor Josh.